All right, all right. Welcome, 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 everybody. I hope you're well. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Can you see me and can you hear me? Can you see me and can you hear me? Let me know. Good, good, good. What's going on, Joy, Shatik, Turnip, LaShawn, Aries, Josh? What's good? What's good, everybody? Glad to have you here tonight. Adrena, Beverly. Good, good, good. Let me see. People coming on in. Let me see here. Ann, Brittany, Dawn, Alyssa, Adonica, Amanda, Anthony, Bradford, Brian, Brittany, Candice, Carly, Carmen, Chantel, Galaxy Note 8, Hiawatha, Jackie, Jamara. What's good, y'all? What's good? What's good? I'm glad that you were here. Let me share my screen with you really quick. 1 second. And let me know when you can see it. All right, give me 1 second. I'm gonna share my screen with you. Share. Boom. All right, we're good to go. Please let me know that you can see my screen. Please let me know that you can see my screen. You see it? Good, good, good. So while you can see it, let me know in chat what market you were looking to buy multifamily real estate in. Let me know what market you were looking to buy multifamily real estate in. I see Willie's in Chicago, Atlanta, Florida. Okay, Florida. Don't give me states. Give me cities or counties. Cities or counties. Don't give me states. Okay. Charlotte, Brooklyn, New York, New Orleans. That's where I'm in Baton Rouge right now, but I live in New Orleans. St. Louis, Baltimore. Good. Broward County, Brooklyn in the building. Any West Coasters here? Where the West Coasters at? California. I saw Las Vegas. I don't see any Los Angeles in the building. Oh, there we go. There we go. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I know some of y'all are just getting off the corporate plantation, still on the corporate, no, just getting off corporate plantation there on the West Coast. I'm so glad that you can make it. Some of you might be on that 405 traffic on your way home. All right, cool. Well, good. Let's get it started. Let's get it started. You can all see my screen. And with that, I want to move forward. We got a lot to cover tonight. So let me share this with you. I want you all to go here to juliangordon.com/webinar worksheet. Okay. I'm going to paste it in the chat for you. Uh-oh, I got the Apple Beach Ball. Otherwise, just type it in. For some reason, it's not pasting right now. Okay, there we go. So go there. If all of you go to it at once, you may see that it has a server error, and that's okay. That means just try back in 5 minutes. It means that there's hundreds of you here, and you're all going to the website at the same time. So there's traffic, okay? So if it does not work for you initially, please just go back to it in 5 minutes. Let me know if you got it. Let me know if you got it. Let me know if it worked for you. Now I'm going to put a backup link for you here. We'll try that link too. That's another way to get it. Did anybody get it? Did anybody get the downloadable PDF? It's just a fillable worksheet to make sure that you don't miss some of the key points that I'm going to cover tonight. All right, a lot of y'all got it. Good, good, good. Awesome. If you have a printer, go ahead and print it out real quick. If you do not have a printer or it does not download for you, again, just try back in 5 minutes, or just go get some blank piece of paper and a pen. Get a blank piece of paper and a pen and get ready to take notes. All right. It's just a tool that I created for you to make sure that you don't miss out on the major takeaways from tonight's session. All right. We good to go? All right, good. So I want to welcome everybody to the Multifamily Master Plan, how to finance, find, and finalize your first multifamily real estate deal and start living for free. My name is Julian Gordon. I'm creator of the multifamily movement, and I'm so excited to have you here. You could be anywhere in the world right now, but you were here focused on your financial future, and that means absolutely a lot. I value your time. Our time is the most valuable thing that we have in our lives, and so I want to make sure that this time is extremely valuable for you while we are together. Tonight, I'm going to give you a little bit different edition. It's called the coronavirus edition. Obviously, coronavirus has shaking the whole entire global economy. And I want to show you what that actually means for you, what it means for the real estate industry, and how you can take advantage of the fact that we are going through this global pandemic right here and right now. Why me? Somebody said the audio is bad. Can you hear me clearly? Type yes if you can hear me clearly. Ricardo said he can't hear me clearly. I just want to confirm. So Ricardo, you might want to sign off and sign back in if you can't hear me clearly. There's a lot of people who say I'm coming in loud and clear. All right. So why me? My purpose is to free 300 people like Harriet Tubman to pursue their purpose through entrepreneurship and multifamily real estate. As you know, Harriet Tubman freed about 300 people through the Underground Railroad by making 19 trips below the Mason-Dixon line over the course of about a decade. For me, I believe that multifamily real estate is what I call the above ground railroad. It is the above ground railroad. It is above ground. It is right there in plain sight. But because many of us couldn't see multifamily real estate for what it was, or didn't know how to get in the game, we couldn't see it as a pathway to freedom. Not only have I freed myself by doing this, but I've freed many others, and I'm gonna share some of those stories tonight, okay? My professional background is that I built a $4.1 million real estate portfolio with 10 multifamily homes with 30 doors. Doors also mean units or apartments, okay? 10 buildings with 30 apartments that generate about $36,000 per month in rents in just 6 years. And I did all that on the side, okay? This was not my primary business, but as I started building my portfolio, more and more people kept asking me how I was doing it. And all of a sudden, this is why I'm here in front of you teaching this tonight. My real estate portfolio returns 13.83% annually. If you look at the S&P 500, which is a major stock market index, over the past 20 years, I've actually done the calculations right here. You'll see that the S&P 500 since the year 2000 has only returned 4.23% on average. How many got hit pretty hard with your stocks or your 401k in the past 6 months? How many got hit pretty hard with your stocks? You know, the thing with stocks is, you know, it's a big game of luck, and many of you have no control over your stock. You don't know who's actually making those decisions for you, and it is a big game of gambling. It is gambling unless you're educated around how that thing works. So what I'm going to show to you tonight is actually an asset class in terms of real estate that performs at 3 times what the stock market has performed over the past 20 years. My properties are appreciated by 19%, meaning that if I've acquired $3 million in property, they've appreciated by about $600,000 just because I controlled them and I bought them right. And you're gonna hear that terminology over and over tonight about how to buy multifamily real estate in the right way, okay? And then I'm founder of the Freedom School and the multifamily movement. So a couple people saying, had a problem connecting, can't hear you. Please confirm one more time before we get into it that you can hear me clearly. Or type I can hear you so that this person, because obviously the person that can't hear me say this, just type I can hear you. All right, so they know that I'm not the issue, that they're having a challenge right now. Okay, just wanted to get clear. I didn't want to go in, y'all, because I was about to lock in. I didn't want to go in and all of a sudden all of y'all can't hear me, all right? So I want to be very clear tonight that I am not a licensed real estate agent, and you do not have to be one either, okay? In order to be a real estate investor, you do not have to be a licensed real estate agent. You do not have to go to any sort of real estate school to be a real estate investor. There are things you need to know how to do, but there's no certification or license that you need to be able to do, okay? Or go do. So I'm gonna be very transparent with you tonight about my portfolio. I'm not just gonna say that I control 10 multifamily homes. I'm going to actually show you the homes that I control at this moment in time. This is my entire portfolio. And my goal for you tonight is not just for you to have a property, I want you to have a portfolio. So I want you all right now to type portfolio. I want to get the idea of, oh, I just want to be a home owner. I want you to get the idea of you owning one property out of your head. And I want you to look at this and see a portfolio. And I want you to see yourself have an entire real estate portfolio, not just one single property. Okay, let's get that out of your head. Over the course of your lifetime, I know that you can get one property. Okay, that is not a goal to really aspire to. What I want you to have is a portfolio. That's going to go above and beyond what many of you have experienced or seen in your own lives. Now, this is my entire portfolio at this moment in time. It continues to grow. And I want you all to know that I have never made a mortgage payment in my entire life on any of these properties. I have personally never come out of pocket with my own money to pay off these mortgages. Why? Because of multifamily real estate. This is my first property in Brooklyn, New York. The moment I moved into this in May of 2013, I moved into the owner's unit down here. I rented out these 2 units, and guess what? These 2 units gave me enough cash in terms of rent in order to pay the principal, interest, taxes, insurance, capex, repair reserve, and vacancy rate. So from that day, from May 13th, I have not paid a housing expense over the past 7 years. Okay. So from there, it took me about 4 years to really understand what I was doing and learning the game. And I knew that it was going to be hard to buy in Brooklyn. So I bought another property in New Orleans. So while I was living in Brooklyn, for those of you who are in some expensive markets, your money does not have to work in the same city as you do. Your money does not have to work in the same city as you do. So I bought this property that I currently live in New Orleans while I was living in Brooklyn. Okay. I also bought a property in Oakland, where I'm originally from, while I was living in Brooklyn. Won 3 properties. Then, I changed my identity. Instead of saying, "Oh, I'm just a home buyer now," I changed my identity to "I am a real estate investor." Okay, I am a real estate investor. And for many of you who are spiritual or whatnot, you know that "I am" are 2 of the most powerful words in the English language. That's what God calls itself. And so when you say whatever you put after "I am," that is what you become. And so once I changed my identity, my behavior started to change. And you can see that in 2019, I bought 7 multifamily properties with 25 doors. I bought 7 multifamily properties with 25 doors. A lot of people say, "Julian, how long do I have to wait until I buy another property?" You don't have to wait any particular period of time. As long as you have the criteria that are aligned and that you bought right in the previous properties, you will be perfectly fine. All right. And so again, my portfolio is 10 multifamily homes with 30 doors, 13.83% cash on cash return, 19.5% appreciation, $36,000 in monthly recurring rent, and $4.1 million in value. Okay. Not only have I done this for myself, I've been able to teach this game to other people. This is the Roll family. They have a 4-plex in Los Angeles, California, right near University of Southern California. The Campbell family, they live rent and mortgage free in a duplex in Charlotte, North Carolina. I saw some of you from Charlotte here tonight. Jackie Hall Cooper, she has 4 doors. She bought a 3-plex and a single-family home from a distressed seller in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Then Amina West, she bought a home in 3-family in Brooklyn, New York. Realized it would be hard to buy another property there when you have to pay 25% down. You do not have to pay 25% down for the first property. Okay, I'm going to show you 0 to 3.5% down programs for the first property, but for your second property, you typically have to put 20 to 25% down. So I helped her find a 4-plex in New Orleans. Dante is from New Orleans. I helped him find a duplex there. And Spencer lives in Texas, but bought in his hometown of Cleveland, Ohio. All right. So tonight I'm going to show you the multifamily math, how to quickly and quantitatively evaluate a real estate deal in less than 10 minutes so that you can make an offer before anyone else. I'm going to show you the multifamily map, how to find great emerging markets, neighborhoods, and properties near you or from a distance that will provide great cash flow and potential appreciation, and the multifamily mindset, how to think like a real estate investor when it comes to wealth, money, real estate, and debt. See, a lot of the strategies and tactics about real estate, they're laid out all over the internet on YouTube, podcasts, blog posts, and books. Okay, but real estate is really a mental game. And I want you all to know that before I bought any physical real estate, I owned my mental real estate. I own my mind. I developed my confidence. I overcame my own internal fears, right? These are the things that stop you from pulling the trigger when you actually do find a deal. And so tonight we're going to cover a lot of the mental game that you need to be able to win at in order to win in actual physical real estate. So my big promise for you all tonight is to give you a proven path to rent and mortgage freedom. You're going to hear me say that over and over and over again tonight, rent and mortgage freedom. All right. So what is rent and mortgage freedom? Rent and mortgage freedom is the result of buying multifamily real estate, which has cash flow that eliminates your housing expense forever. It is the result of buying multifamily real estate, which has cash flow that eliminates your housing expense forever. So for most people, their housing expense, whether it's rent or mortgage, takes about 1/3 of all of their quote unquote income that comes into their household. Now imagine with one single decision to buy a piece of multifamily real estate, one single decision, you actually get immediate freedom because now you no longer have a housing expense for the rest of your life. You no longer have a housing expense for the rest of your life. In chat, please let me know what would change for you if you no longer had a housing expense for the rest of your life. If you no longer had a housing expense, rent or mortgage for the rest of your life, what would change for you? Let me know in chat. A lot, everything, sleep. I could live freely, more flex time, financial freedom, college for my kids, less stress, quit my job, vacation. None of y'all want to spend more time with your families. You've been quarantined and locked up with your family. You realize you don't even like your family no more. Y'all talking about vacation. Y'all want to go on vacation by yourself, by your damn self, right? Uh, Generational wealth, debt free, pay off my student loans, follow my purpose, start my business. Cool, good. So again, with this one single decision, I can get you to rent mortgage freedom, and it will allow for all these things that you truly want to actually occur. Now, obviously, we are in some interesting times, and a lot of people have a question in the back of their mind, which is, what about that Rona though? What about that Rona though? Black people, we're the only people who make nicknames for everything. We don't even call it Corona, we call it Rona. Coronavirus hit what, February, March, April. It's going to be a lot of Corona babies that come out in November, December, January. Quarantina, Covida, Vaccina. It's going to be some interesting names because people are doing nothing but shacking up and had nothing better to do. But what? They were not social distancing. People was not social distancing. That's on that. I put that on everything. So it's going to be interesting, this baby boom that's going to hit as a result of coronavirus. All right, so let me explain to you. We're gonna have fun tonight, y'all. We're gonna have fun and we're gonna learn at the same time. All right. So let me explain to you what coronavirus is actually going to do for the real estate market. What you'll see, these gray bars represent the past recessions. And you'll see that in 2008, 2009, the average single family home in the United States at the bottom of the last recession in 2009 was $208,000. Okay. Today, that same home is actually worth $324,000. So literally, if you would have bought when everybody else was scared and afraid, you would literally be up 116 racks in your terms of your net worth today. If you would have bought 10 years ago while everybody else was scared. All right. So now is the time to make your move, not the time to freeze up. Okay. Two things are going to happen. Two outcomes are going to happen for people in this particular economy. You're either going to freeze or you're going to get free. You are going to freeze or you are going to get free. Please let me know, which one are you planning on doing in the midst of this global recession? Are you going to freeze or are you going to get free? Please let me know. You say you're going to get free, and I can tell you are because you're here. You could be Netflixing and chilling right now, but you're not, because you know that this is the time to get it in while you don't have to show up to your employer, while you are unemployed and actually have time to work on yourself and your business and your dreams and your goals. This is the time to get free, not the time to freeze, okay? We do not want things to go back to the way they were, because many of y'all were not happy when things were the way they were. Stop me when I'm lying, y'all. Type facts only if I'm telling the truth. Type facts only if I'm telling the truth. Okay? We do not want things to go back to the way that they were. Right? We're trying to create a different reality here for ourselves and for our community and for our families. All right? So again, you would literally be up 116 racks if you bought while everybody else was scared. So this is actually your time. This same dip that you see in 2009, this same dip is going to occur here in the next 3 months. You want to know why? Because people went into forbearance. People who bought real estate the wrong way went into forbearance in March, April, May. Forbearance is 3 to 4 months. And so they're going to be coming out of forbearance, meaning that they have to make 3 to 4 mortgage payments all at once. And many people are not prepared for that. And so when they aren't able to make that payment, they're going to have to sell and come up off their properties at a discounted price. So this is the window of opportunity that I'm seeking to prepare you to take advantage of, so you can get real estate at a discount. Okay. So the other thing about real estate, the other thing about multifamily real estate, okay, is that, again, these gray bars represent the recessions. This blue line represents rents. What happens to rents in the midst of a recession, y'all? Based on this chart, what do you see? What happens to rents in the midst of a recession? Do they go up or they go down? They go up. Wait a second, why would rents go up? You see, multifamily real estate is recession proof, and here's why. Rents go up while everything else is going down. Rents go up, and here's why. Because in any market, there are renters who are stuck as renters, there are renters who are looking to buy soon, and then there are single family buyers, right? Now, these single family buyers, they bought a 4-family or 4-bedroom or 5-bedroom home for a 3-piece family. Why did they buy all those bedrooms? Oh, because they knew that grandma was going to come over 2 weekends out of the entire year for Thanksgiving and Christmas, and they wanted an extra room for grandma. But now one of them loses their job, and now they can't afford the mortgage for that 4-bedroom home. And so what do they have to do? They have to sell that home at a discount, or they get foreclosed on. So those people then become renters, okay? They jump into the renters pool. Now, when the number of renters increases, but the number of rental units does not increase, when demand increases but supply doesn't change, what happens to price, y'all? When demand increases but the supply of rental units does not change, what happens to price? Price goes up. So this is why rents go up in the midst of an economic recession, all right? So the reason I'm sharing this with you is because you are at a very critical time, right? Why this, why now? If you wait to get started, two things are gonna happen. Rents will continue to rise for you, which will make it harder for you to save. Some of you got furloughed, you're down to 80% pay, some of you are unemployed, etc. So rents are rising, but your wages or your salary is not going up. And then while that happens, then real estate prices are going to start to go back up again, because they always do, and it's going to make it harder for you to buy. So if you do not move in this window that is about to occur between now and the end of the year, you may never own multifamily real estate. And this is why I'm here teaching this to you tonight, okay? And I don't want you to be in the position of never, ever owning. Because the reality is that we all know there's a gap between the rich and the poor. There's a gap between the rich and the poor. And it used to be, if you did some things right, if you went to the right school, you got the right job, you met the right people, etc., you could get from the poor side to the rich side, okay? But every day, that gap is widening. It is getting wider and wider. And eventually it'll become so wide that no matter what you do, if you were born on the poor side of the equation, or even the lower middle class side of the equation, it will be almost impossible for you to get to the other side. So this is why what I'm teaching you is so key. If you do not move now, there will become a time where the gap is so wide that no matter what you do, you will never be able to get to the other side, all right? So multifamily real estate is the most proven business model of all time. It is the most proven business model of all time. If you remember the feudal system was in 900 AD. And in the feudal system, kings gave land to lords in exchange for loyalty. In the feudal system, kings gave land to lord in exchange for loyalty. So where do you think the word landlord comes from? It comes from the feudal system. This business model that I'm teaching you is the #1 subscription business model of all time. Better than Amazon Prime, better than Apple Music, better than Netflix, because it's been here for 1100 years. I cannot guarantee you that Apple, Amazon, Google will be around 1100 years from now. But as long as there are human beings on the face of this earth, I can guarantee you that multifamily real estate will be here and land will be more valuable than it's ever been, okay? The most valuable thing on earth is actually a piece of earth. The most valuable thing on earth is actually a piece of earth, and you all deserve to have one, okay? Now, before we go forward, I want to address this because a lot of people have skepticism and wonder if they can ever afford real estate. And I'm going to get into this in more detail in a second, but watch this. This is my actual W-2 from 2012. Remember, I told you I bought that home in Brooklyn in 2013. So this is the W-2 that they used to qualify me for that mortgage. And in 2012, look how much money I made, y'all. I made only $36,000. So I'm saying this to say that you do not need lots of money to get started in multifamily real estate in particular. I got started when I wasn't making a lot of money, when I was in New York City, the most expensive market in the entire world, while I was an entrepreneur and within 3 years of an economic recession, okay? So I'm sharing this with you to take it off the table that you can't afford it. There's some people saying they can't see my slides. Can you see my slides, y'all? Can you see my slides? Okay, cool. So in the chat, please let me know. Type no if you have not been pre-approved and type yes if you've been pre-approved. Type pre-approved if you've been pre-approved. Type no if you haven't. Look how many of you have not been pre-approved. By you not going and getting pre-approved, you have no clue whatsoever how much the bank would actually lend you. You've been taking yourself out the game, sitting on the sidelines, unaware of how much you could actually leverage. Multifamily real estate is the most leveraged asset that you can acquire as an individual, as the average American. And I'm not calling you average. I'm just saying that it is the best asset that the average individual can access. All right. So my homework for all of you is to go get pre-approved. My homework for all of you is to go get pre-approved. All right. It costs you nothing. You can all get pre-approved by Friday. By Friday, you go to your nearest bank, wherever your checking and savings account is, you submit some documents, and they will tell you how much you are approved for to go purchase real estate. Some of you, based on your credit, your cash flow, and your cash savings, you might not get a pre-approved for as much as you desire. May not get pre-approved for enough to play in your market. But I encourage you to all know. Some of you think that you can't afford multifamily real estate, and the reality is that you can. You've taken yourself out of the game by not even stepping in, by not even pre-qualifying. And so that is my homework for all of you, is to go get pre-approved. All right. So moving forward, when I'm talking about multifamily real estate, what am I talking about? I'm not talking about those 60-unit buildings that you drive by on the freeway. What I'm talking about is 2-family, 3-family, and 4-family homes. 2-family, 3-family, and 4-family homes. There's only 2.6 million of them in the United States. There's only 2.6 million of them, and they only make up 18% of the rental supply. So they're the smallest percentage of the entire rental supply. So the asset that we are looking for is very specific and I wouldn't say rare, but there's not that many of them, okay? So financing for 2 to 4 units, and why this is so powerful is that the same financing process that you would go through to get a single family home is the same financing process that you would use to buy a 2-family, 3-family, and 4-family home. The same documents that you send for a single family, which is the American dream, is the same documents that you would use to qualify for a multifamily home. And you want to know what, y'all? You want to know why it's easier to qualify for a multifamily home? Because the lender will take 75% of the rents of that building and add that on top of your income. So watch this. If the rents for the building that you are seeking to buy are $4,000 per month, they will take 75% of that, which is $3,000 per month, multiply that by 12 months, which is $36,000, and they will add that to your $40,000 income. So now you're not qualifying for the home based on $40,000 income. You're qualifying for that mortgage based on $76,000 of income. How powerful is that? You're literally doubling the amount of real estate you can buy by buying a multifamily home first instead of buying a single family. And if you do this right, you can achieve rent and mortgage freedom typically when you buy a 3-family or 4-family home the right way. Does this make sense, y'all? Does this make sense? Okay, y'all getting it? All right, cool. So tonight is for you if you are a renter or single family home buyer who wants to be receiving rents monthly instead of paying rent or mortgage to someone else. It is for you if you are committed to creating generational wealth for yourself and your family by having your money work for you instead of you working for it. And it is for you if you are willing to make the short-term sacrifices necessary to guarantee long-term financial gains and freedom. Okay, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. I want to be very clear about that. How many of y'all got caught up in multi-level marketing before? I'll raise my hand. When I was in my college days, I got caught up in multi-level marketing. How many of y'all got caught up in it? Don't be shy. Come on, you ain't got to lie to kick it. You ain't got to lie to kick it. All right. Why? Because you were following a get-rich-quick scheme. And how is that done for you? How is those little giving flowers done for you, y'all? Okay, that is not a real susu. That is not a real susu. So you've been chasing these get-rich-quick schemes and they haven't materialized. You're not getting the passive income that they promised you when you got enough people in your downline and in your pyramid, right? The only people winning were the people you were paying your dues to at the top of the pyramid, right? So what I'm sharing with you tonight is not a get-rich-quick scheme, okay? It is get-rich guaranteed over time, okay? It is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It is get-rich guaranteed over time, all right? So with that, before I go in, I want to ask for your permission. If I promise to give you some great content over the time that we have together, and I hope I'm already rocking your world right now, can I take 10 minutes at the end to share an opportunity with you to consider at the end? If that sounds cool and fair, please let me know by typing yes in the chat. Again, I will let you know, not only do it if I get the green light from y'all. I'm going to give you plenty of game on this webinar, whether you want to hear the opportunity or not. But basically, if you're interested and you're serious about this and you want to accelerate this process and you want to do it without making mistakes, then I would love to share an opportunity with you. So thank you so much for all the yeses in the chat. How's this going for you so far? On a scale of 1 to 10, your expectation, how's this going for you so far? We only half an hour in, y'all. Oh, somebody gave me an 8. Oh, 8. Oh, I got a, okay, mostly 10s. All right, okay, cool. All right, I gotta raise my game up. All right, it's fourth quarter. Let's get it in there. Let's get it in. All right, hold on. Where's that from? All right, cool. So for those of you who stay to the end, I'm going to give you a list of down payment assistance programs organized by state. This is my way of saying thank you for your time. Again, I think your time is the most valuable asset that you have, and I want to make sure that I reward you. These lists of down payment assistance programs, they're literally $5,000 grants. You complete this landlord workshop, and they will put your closing costs into the mortgage, etc. So I'm going to send this out. Again, it's organized by state. Whatever state you're in, it will help you. So I'm going to send it out via email tomorrow. So keep your eyes open. All right. Now, for those of you who came in a little bit later, we got 100 more people who came in since I shared this. If you did not get the worksheet, go to juliangordon.com webinar worksheet. All right. Go to juliangordon.com webinar worksheet. All right. And I'm putting the link there twice. And you go ahead and click that and download that. Again, it's a fill in the blank to make sure that you don't miss some of the important points here tonight. All right. So how many of you been on some boring webinars before? How many of you been on some boring webinars before? Let me know. All right, cool. So I'm going to kick off this webinar with a poem. Now, you probably never heard of a poem on a webinar. I understand multifamily real estate in so much depth that I'm able to simplify and put the vocabulary in this industry into rhyme. I'm homeschooling my daughter right now, and how do kids learn? They learn through song and rhyme. And so I want to share with you this wealth consciousness through rhyme. All right, cool. So it's called the multifamily poem. Why don't we hack houses like frat houses where everybody living good for just a few thousand? Some will say it's lousy while they slaving proudly, spending 1/3 of their revenue to pay for housing. Living on your own, but you don't own ish. Can't even get a loan, student debt is up. Thinking a higher wage is the way to get rich. Not if your living expenses rise directly with it. Trying to keep up with the Joneses, deep in debt till you croak. I'm gonna live just like the Jeffersons, pretend that I'm broke. Then I'll buy a multifamily, let the rents pay the note. Perhaps you could be my tenant. Yo, that would be dope. I keep my cost of living low along with my blood pressure, because if you always stressing, it's hard to enjoy pleasure. The man with the most is not the one who wins the race, it's the man with his soul who could look at his own face. 40 acres and a mule is what they taught us in school. I'd rather have 40 apartments and a big money pool. Leverage credit to capital and capital to cash flow. Cash is not king because the interest too low. Some call me a do-gooder, I got good deeds in my name. As the lord of my land, I'll never be a slave. You can dabble in stocks, lose your shirt and your socks, but the demand for housing will never ever stop. Assets, assets, assets. Passive, passive, passive. These are the two keys to amass wealth quick. But quick is really relative, is a long-term game. Who you hustling for, your first or your last name? Boom. What is it? What is it? Bars. So here's the truth. Many of you don't understand the power that is in each line in this poem, okay? Because your wealth consciousness isn't there yet. And I teach wealth consciousness through multifamily real estate. For instance, cash is not king. You've been taught that cash is king for all your life. The reality is cash is not king, cash is actually pawn. Do you realize that cash is the lowest yielding asset in the entire world? I'm gonna repeat that. Cash is the lowest yielding asset in the entire world, but you're out here paper chasing while I'm out here asset chasing. There is a difference, okay? Your cash in your bank account is only yielding 0.03% interest. My real estate portfolio is at 14% return. My real estate portfolio is returning 500 times what the cash in your bank account is yielding, okay? So you have to understand money and how it works and why this asset that I'm trying to encourage you to invest in is actually going to help you increase your wealth a lot faster than the game that you've been playing. You cannot save your way to wealth. Saving money will not save you because the money in your bank account is actually losing value, because if inflation is 2% every year and you're only earning 0.03%, then you're actually losing money by having it in the savings account. You want to know what the bank does when it gets your money? It gets rid of it like hot potatoes. The bank doesn't have your money just sitting in a vault somewhere. It is putting it out into assets or into loans back to you at 4%, 5%. They've turned it into an asset by giving you a loan, okay? Your own money. So you have to be very mindful of how and understand how money works, and real estate can teach you that, all right? So moving forward, myth number one, okay? I can't afford it. So I've already addressed this a little bit, showing you my W-2 from 2012. And somebody asked, is this actually live? How many of you think this is live, and how many think this is recorded? Type live if you think it's live. Type recorded if you think it's recorded. Oh my goodness, there's so many people who are skeptical. You know, the greatest sin in the world is cynicism. It's not believing. It's coming into things with a skeptical mind. So if you believe that this is pre-recorded, then how would I say August 25th, 2020? How would I say that there were 2 hurricanes passing through the Gulf Coast? If you still believe it is recorded after me sharing that with you, I don't know what else to tell you. It's Tuesday, August 25th, 2020. That's as live as it's gonna get. I'm giving you the date. This is crazy. What time is it? It is 7:36 p.m. Central Standard Time. Y'all really testing me? Y'all really out here testing me. So if you're skeptical, then this webinar is not going to be for you. This is actually a webinar for people who have open minds. So if you are a skeptic, I encourage you to sign off right now, because nothing anybody presents to you will ever work for you, because you will always see the flaws in it and won't believe that it can work. What did Jesus say? It is done unto you as you believe. And if you always believe that somebody's out to get you, then guess what? That's what's going to be your experience. So if you're a skeptic, I encourage you to sign off right now. Deuces, because whatever I say to you is not going to work for you. All right. Moving on. So myth number 1, I can't afford it. I've already addressed this a little bit. And so the reality is, you want to ask the question, how can I afford it? When you tell yourself I can't, you want to know what happens? You turn off your subconscious mind. Your conscious mind processes information at 40 bits per second. Your subconscious mind processes information at 40 million bits per second. 40 million bits per second. So your subconscious mind is 1 million times as powerful as your conscious mind. When you go to sleep tonight, what is going to keep you breathing? What keeps your heart beating when you're asleep at night? What wakes you up in the middle of the night to tell you it's time to go to the bathroom? That is your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind works for you 24/7. This is why when you wake up in the morning, you have a brilliant idea, your conscious mind will sleep. So where did that brilliant idea come from? It came from your subconscious mind. So when you tell your subconscious mind, the conscious mind says, I can't, to the subconscious mind, it turns it off. But when you pose a question to the subconscious mind, then guess what? The subconscious mind will work for you 24/7 until it finds an answer. So if you don't think you can afford real estate, don't say it as such. Say, how can I afford real estate? And the subconscious mind will work on your behalf until it finds an answer. So let's address the monthly payment first. So the average rent on a 2-bedroom home in the United States is $1,225, okay? And the average mortgage on a single family home in the United States, $218,000, 3.8% down at 3.5% interest, is $1,199. So it's literally less to own than it is to rent. It is literally less to own than it is to rent, okay? So of course, we're not talking about single family homes here, but I'm just letting you know. This person was on my webinar, and this is what she said. She said, hello, Julian, I love your online seminar. I really wish I could join, but being a single working mom right now is what's preventing me from pursuing my dream. At this time, I pay $1,200 a month for 9 years, which is insane, for rent to a slumlord who never fixes anything. And if he does, it is used. All right. So this is very key. This individual in particular is using the crutch that she's a single working mom for why she can't invest in real estate. Now, type in chat, have there been single working moms who have invested in real estate before? Have there been single working moms who have invested in real estate before? So we all have to be careful, because we all do this, where we take the thing that where we feel we are vulnerable, or where we feel we are weak, or a sign of weakness, and we use that as our crutch for why we don't accomplish the things that we desire in our lives. In this case, she is just happening to use the crutch of being a single working mom, when we can find evidence of single working moms probably who have earned less than her, who have bought multifamily real estate. Okay. Now, the other point here is that she's paying $1,200 a month for 9 years to a slumlord. Okay, a slumlord who doesn't care about her, her family, or her community. Now, how long does the lease last, y'all? How long does the lease last? 1 year. So if the lease only lasts 1 year, could she have found a different apartment over the course of 9 years? Could she have found a different apartment over the course of 9 years? Right? So this has nothing to do with the slumlord. This has to do with her willingness to move from victim consciousness into her victory, right? So when we add that up, $1,200 per month for 9 years, she is literally giving this individual, a slumlord who doesn't care about her, her family, or community, $129,000 in rent. And that is not including interest. She is literally giving a slumlord, the opposite side, the opposing side, the enemy, $129,000 in rent. So for those of you who are wondering where the commas are in your bank account, the reason is rent. It's rent or your mortgage expense, okay? And I encourage you all to go calculate. In fact, real quick, back of envelope, go get your phone calculator. How much rent have you paid, quote unquote, living on your own? How much rent have you paid since you've been, quote unquote, living on your own? I have a rule: no living on your own till you own something. You know, I had a roommate until I bought that first multifamily home. I had a roommate until my 30s until I bought that multifamily home. But some of y'all are like, no, Julian, I can't live with nobody. I need my own space, etc. And this is why you're stuck, because you weren't willing to make the sacrifices necessary to position yourself for success. Kathy says 140,000. Marlon says 300K. Rose says 12 years at 1387. Julissa, 70,000. Passing says 58,000. Marcus, 114,000. Stephanie, 160,000. 180,000. 264,000. Look, y'all, that money's supposed to be in your account. It's that simple. That money's supposed to be in your account. So we got to stop paying rent. Refuse to renew your lease. I want you to refuse to renew your lease, okay? Because you know that within the next 12 months, you want to be stepping into real estate. Now, in chat, let me know, how much rent do you pay? Rent or mortgage? Type your rent expense, type 1,000 rent or 1,000 mortgage. 1,450, 650, 1,500, 13, 14, 2,600, oh man, 2,100 mortgage, 1,107, it's going too far. 2,500 mortgage, 1,500 mortgage, 850 rent, 990, 1066 rent, 1,870 mortgage, 1,300 rent, 1,825 mortgage, 600, 1,600, 1,100, etc. So y'all coughing up a pretty penny every single month, okay? Whether it's rent or mortgage. Y'all in just a second, okay? And y'all could pay me because y'all love just giving up money. Wake up, wake up. It's the person like giving away money or something like that. So look at this. If you could literally stop paying that rent expense or that mortgage, and let's say it's $1,000, how much do you think you would have if you could keep that $1,000 and invest it every month at 5% annually for the next 40 years? If you could keep that $1,000 and invest every month at 5% for the year, how much would you have after 40 years? What's your guess? Dee Dee got it right. You would all have $1.5 million if you could literally take $1,000, invest it at 5% every month for the next 40 years. You would all be millionaires. So the path that I'm showing you today is actually a proven path to becoming a millionaire. But like I said earlier, this is not get rich quick. This is get rich guaranteed over time. It is get rich guaranteed over time. 5% is very conservative. It is not hard to get a 5% interest rate. I just showed you that my portfolio is yielding about 14%. So what do you think that does to my net worth over time? Now, some of y'all are like, Julian, I don't have 40 years. I'm 50 years old. I might not live that long. I want you to stop being so selfish. If you have offspring, if you have kids, if you're trying to create generational wealth, get the baton 20 years down the road so that they don't start at zero. Stop being selfish. This is the reason every other culture thinks in 100-year terms. All we can think about is next month. So if you are 60 or 50 or 40 on this webinar, and you're like, I ain't got 40 years to be a millionaire, I might die. Stop being so selfish. Do whatever you can with your life to position the next generation for success. Okay? Tired of having generations start from zero, start from scratch, and sometimes start negative because they got to pay your funeral expenses. Come on, we got to get up off that. We got to get up off that. So for those of you who are renters, I need to talk to y'all for just a second, and this is the tough love portion. Know that love is the noun and tough is the adjective. If you are a renter, I need you to accept for the fact that you are homeless. If you are a renter, you are homeless. See, you've been calling it my apartment psychologically. And when you call it my apartment with your conscious mind, you tell your subconscious mind, oh, we safe. We got a place to live. But the reality is you are on the title and you are not on the deed. So it is not your apartment. I know you want to have a dinner party when the quarantine is over and things of that nature. You want to invite people over on the invitation because you're inviting over family and friends. Please keep it real. Don't put come over to my apartment. Put come over to Sally's apartment. Come over to Tommy's apartment because that's where I've been renting for the past 5 years. Go ahead and put that because it's not yours. You ain't got a lie to kick it. Tell people whose apartment it really is. This is where I've been staying. I've been paying Sally and Tommy's mortgage. All right. See, what happens is you came in and you knew that you were supposed to be renting temporarily to position yourself for ownership, but you slipped into renter mentality, into renter's consciousness. What you should have done is you should have kept all your U-Haul boxes packed in your living room. And you should have been eating off of paper plates and plastic utensils. Because why would you unpack and get comfortable somewhere that you're only going to be staying temporarily? Why would you get comfortable somewhere where you will only be staying temporarily? Some of y'all out here buying furniture to fit certain nooks in that house. You painting the walls, putting up bookshelves, you mowing the lawn, sweeping the hallways as if it's yours. It is not yours. So go to Home Depot or Lowe's, go get some boxes and start packing. Put in your 60-day notice. Let them know that you are going on a month-to-month lease because you will not be renting from them forever. I don't care where your apartment is. I don't care what your view looks like. Is it yours? I don't care if you got coffee in the lobby. I don't care if you got Thai food, Jamaican food, and vegan food downstairs. It does not matter. Do you own it? If you don't, then don't talk to me. Don't brag about your apartment. I don't care. I'd rather talk to your landlord than I'd rather talk to you. Let me talk to them. They're the ones who's doing it. You ain't the one doing it. You paying rent. Now, here we have this homeless person who's actually sleeping on a bus bench tonight. Probably had some abuse growing up, dealing with mental illness and trauma, no money, no ID, probably having all kinds of physical ailments. How is it that this homeless person has as many keys to a doors as you do? Zero. How does this homeless person own as many properties as you do? Zero. Here you are with the internet, a smartphone, a computer, a good head on your shoulders, good job, nice closet, nice shoes, good people around you. How is it that this homeless person and you own the same amount of properties? Zero. That makes no sense. You all educated and everything and all this stuff. What are we doing? What are we learning about? See, there's a difference between liberal arts education, because some of y'all got tons of degrees, but no degrees of freedom. And then there's liberation arts education. Liberation arts education frees you. Liberal arts education is education you have to pay for. It actually puts you in bondage. So I don't care about how many degrees you have. The only degree I care about is your degree of freedom. How many degrees of freedom do you have? You were looking at a 100% free Black man. You were looking at a 100% free Black man. I'm actually more free than some Fortune 500 CEOs. Even though they make a lot more cash than I do, and I'm happy for them, they could not stop working a day in their life if they wanted to. They have to show up 24/7 every single day to earn that. At the end of the day, our most valuable thing is our time freedom. Go ask Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs had plenty of money, right? But he ran out of time. So time is actually our most valuable asset. And so we don't just want financial freedom, we want financial freedom to get to time freedom, right? Now, for those of you who are single family buyers, it ain't safe, it ain't safe, it ain't safe. Do you know that the word mortgage has the same prefix as the word mortician? Why? Because the word mortgage literally means death pledge. The word mortgage literally means death pledge, y'all. You signed up for a 30-year death pledge. Here's how I know. Because some of you are stuck in jobs that you absolutely hate simply because you're afraid of missing one single mortgage payment. You are literally stuck. You feel stuck in a job that you hate because you're afraid of missing a mortgage payment. Stop me when I'm lying. Stop me when I'm lying. This was a game setup. They call it the American dream. No, this is the American nightmare. It's all a setup. The easiest way to retain an employee at a job that they hate is to help them get a home that they can barely afford, and they will stay with you for 30 years. It's a setup. And so some of y'all got caught up. It was not your fault. You were sold the American dream. They've been programming the American dream into us since we were born. And so I'm here to wake you up and get you out of it. So if you are a single family buyer, you are not stuck. There are 6 ways to reverse yourself out of that situation. There are 5 ways to use FHA twice. I'll cover some of them, but you are not stuck permanently. Is that clear, single family buyers? You hear that? So single family buyers, please let everyone here who are renters type messed up if you feel you messed up. Type messed up if you feel you messed up. And I'm not doing this to shame you. I'm doing this to use your life as an example and to educate those who are renters. Type messed up if you feel you messed up and you're a single family buyer. Renters, are you seeing this? Renters, are you seeing this? I know you see people on Instagram, oh, look at me, I'm a homeowner, congrats, this and that, flaunting, happy that they signed a death pledge, okay? No, you have to know what's going on behind the scenes, because the reality is you've been watching too much HGTV. HGTV will have you thinking, oh, just because you got some keys, you're a homeowner. You are not a homeowner, you are a home buyer. There's a difference. You don't own the home until when? Until the mortgage is paid off in full. At the beginning, the bank owns 96.5% of your home. You only own 3.5% of it. Okay? So let me show you how that transaction works, y'all. If you're a single family buyer, the truth is that the bank buys your home, okay? And then it rents it to you for 30 years. So you thought you weren't paying rent anymore? Nope. You were paying rent to the bank, but you weren't paying rent to a landlord to use the property. You were paying rent to the bank in the form of interest to use their money. So you're still paying rent. The interest on a $300,000 home with 3.5% down at 4% is $208,000. You divide that by 360 months, which is 30 years, and guess how much rent you were paying every single month? $578 per month in rent. You were still paying as a single family home buyer. I have not included private mortgage insurance. I have not included your property taxes or your insurance. So some of y'all who are single family buyers, watch this. Some of y'all have more money going out of your pocket as expenses every single month to own the same square footage as somebody who is renting the same square footage next to you. Your home is 1,600 square feet. You have all these expenses. Somebody else is renting 1,600 square feet for cheaper than all of your expenses. In some cases, and in some places, it is cheaper to rent than it is to buy a single family home. All right. So if you can pay rent, you can own a single family home. But again, this is not the goal of tonight's webinar. If you don't want to pay rent or mortgage ever again, you can simply own a multifamily home. It's that simple, y'all. If you don't want to pay rent or mortgage ever again, you can own a multifamily home. Now, the down payment. A lot of people are like, Julian, okay, where am I going to get this big wad of money to make a down payment? Well, watch this. I'm going to eradicate that excuse right now for all of you. There are no money down programs out there. No down payment, no closing costs, no points or fees, no credit score consideration. You see, watch this, y'all. Your intellectual property, what you know, can get you physical property. Your intellectual property, what you know, can get you physical property. Some of y'all just don't know enough. Some of y'all just don't know enough. This particular program, these 3 pictures here, these are people I actually know. They're not stock photos. That's Mark. He owns a duplex in Inglewood, California. That's Chris Cosby and his family. They own a 4-plex in Los Angeles. And that's Kevin. They own a duplex in Brooklyn, New York. This particular program, I want you to write this down. It is called NACA, NACA.com. NACA.com. No down payment, no closing costs, no points or fees, no credit score consideration. So if you've been using the excuse, I can't afford it, that is absolutely gone now. You have no more excuse for why you aren't getting into real estate. And you can use NACA to buy a single family, a duplex, a triplex, or a 4-plex. Like I've been talking to you about. We're going to use it to buy multifamily. All right? So that's off the table. Now, that's 0% down. If you choose not to use NACA, the government has a program called FHA. The FHA is a 3.5% down program. So this is a property that I control. Remember, I don't use the word own, that I control here in New Orleans. It's a duplex. It costs $300,000. 3.5% down on $300,000 is $10,500. So I can literally control this $300,000 asset for $10,500. Okay? So those are your two lowest cost, no to low down payment programs that you can use to get into multifamily real estate. Okay. Now, what is the play that we are seeking to run, and why we don't do a single family first? Here's why. If you use the FHA program to buy your single family home, 3.5% down on 100,000 is 3,500. Now that you own that, control that home, now you want to get into multifamily real estate, like many of the single family people who are here tonight, and they don't realize that, oh, I have to put 25% down on my second property, not the first property, but the second property. 25% down on a house triple the size is $75,000. So the total down payments for those two homes are $78,000. Okay, but watch this. If you literally just switch them around and you change the sequence, now you're putting 3.5% down on $300,000, which is $10,500. And then after living there for 1 year, which is the FHA requirement, you put 25% down on your single family house at $25,000, and that's $35,000 total in down payments. So look, it's twice as easy to buy a multifamily first and then a single family than it is to buy a single family and then a multifamily. Twice as easy. Okay. So what is the play that we are seeking to run? For those of you who came in late, this is my actual real estate portfolio. These are the 10 multifamily properties that I control right now. And I'm going to show you the exact play that I ran to get this property. Okay. So right now, many of you are renting. Right? And you're paying, let's say, $1,000 a month. And this landlord is getting $1,000. Look, I see a lot of questions coming up in chat. I need to address something really quickly. Look, y'all, I got a lot to cover with you in a short amount of time. If I try to answer questions while I'm teaching, I will not get through everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take questions at the end, okay? I'm going to take questions at the end. Is that okay with you? If I try to answer your questions while doing this teaching, in fact, most of what I'm going to teach you is going to answer your questions. If you just sit back, be patient, and just listen, most of the questions you have will get answered through what I'm teaching you. I've been teaching this for a minute now. I know what your questions are, all right? So I'm going to be able to answer a lot of them naturally through the presentation. Is that okay? Okay, I know time is limited, so I want to keep on pushing, all right? So many of you are paying rent right now. Yes, I will take questions at the end. So many of you are paying rent right now. This is $1,000 a month to the landlord. This landlord is collecting $3,000, okay? You might be saving $250. That landlord takes that $3,000 and they pay their $1,500 mortgage to the bank. They keep $1,500, okay? So now you want to be that landlord. You want to have the same asset as them, okay? So then you go buy a multifamily property, a triplex, just like I did in Brooklyn. I lived in the bottom floor unit, okay? And I was getting rent from the top two units immediately. So that's $1,000 and $1,000. So that's $2,000 in my pocket, right? Watch this, y'all. You're also not paying rent anymore. You're living rent free. And so the fact is that you also have $1,000 that you're no longer paying in rent back here. So that's actually $3,000 in your pocket. So you take that $3,000, you pay your mortgage of $1,500, okay? And now you're pocketing $1,500 while living rent free. Literally, some of you are 3 months away from this being a reality for you. Some of you are 3 months away from this being a reality for you, okay? Now, let's say, Julian, I don't want people living next to me. I don't want people living above me, et cetera, et cetera. Then this is what you do. After living there for 1 year, you move out and you buy the single family that you've been dreaming of, okay? Now you rent out this unit and you're getting $3,000 from that building, plus $1,000 for no longer paying rent from 12 months ago. So that's $4,000 in your pocket. You pay $1,500 mortgage for this property. You pay $1,500 mortgage for your single family. And now you live rent and mortgage free with $1,000 in your pocket. But now you have 4 doors, including the single family property that you desire. And you're not even paying for it. This is the play that I'm teaching you all to run, okay? Now it looks simple here on paper, right? I put it all in one image so that you could see it, but we have to make sure that we buy this property right. You have to buy this property right. If you buy this property right, it makes everything else possible. This is the first property in your portfolio. Is this clear? Like I said, some of you are literally 3 months away from this being a reality, and 15 months away from not only having a multifamily, but also having the single family that you desire without you paying the mortgage. All right. So the multifamily math, all right? If I told you I found an ATM machine that would eliminate your $1,000 a month rent expense forever, and on top of that, give you an extra $90 cash every month guaranteed, all you have to do is pay $10,500 one time, would you give up or go get the money? Would you give up or go get the money? Please let me know. I found an ATM machine that will pay you $1,090 every single month guaranteed. All you have to do is pay $10,500 one time. Would you give up or go get the money? Some of y'all look a little hesitant. Literally, this investment will pay itself off in 10 months. You would have all your money back in 10 months. Okay, this is basic math. You have to know how to calculate cash on cash return. This is an amazing cash on cash return, right? This is one of the key numbers, actually the most important number in multifamily real estate. So you all say you would go get the money. That's good. Well, here's the ATM machine, y'all. Here's one of them that I own. Doesn't look like the ATM machine at your bank or your bodega, but this is the ATM machine. You've been driving by it on your way to work, on your way to the grocery store, on the way to drop your kids at school. This is the ATM machine. Let me show you. This property costs $300,000. 3.5% down is $10,500. The rents on this property are $3,200. The mortgage is $1,259. The taxes and insurance are $335. The CapEx repairs and vacancy rate is $515. And so every single month, this property pays me $1,089 like clockwork. That's it. This is the ATM machine. You just couldn't see it as such when you were driving by it. You just thought it was this expensive set of brick and roof and windows and doors. Okay? So you have to be able to see real estate for what it is from an economic standpoint, not just from aesthetics. Many of you only look at real estate from an aesthetic standpoint because of what HGTV has been training you about. Okay? So we have to be able to look at it from an economic standpoint. So answer me this. What other business can you buy for $300,000 with only $10,500 down and get financed for the other $289,000 in 30 to 45 days, have that business immediately cash flow in 30 days and succeed with minimal time, effort, and experience? What other business can you buy like that? Please let me know in chat. There are none, y'all. Legitimate businesses, legal businesses, there are none. Okay? So this is why multifamily real estate is so powerful. Now, here's the difference between buying a single family home and a multifamily property. When you're buying a single family home, there's only 3 decisions. How much did we get approved for? We got approved for $500,000. How much is the home? It's $480,000. And do I like it? Yes. 3 decisions. Okay? When you're buying multifamily real estate, there are actually 23 numbers you have to know to be able to evaluate a multifamily real estate deal. This is the financial model that I use to evaluate every deal that I do. And because I know what these 23 numbers are and how to find them quickly, I'm able to evaluate deals in less than 10 minutes and make my offers quickly. The only thing that beats a cash offer is a fast offer. The only thing that beats a cash offer is a fast offer. So you have to know how to analyze real estate deals quickly based on the economics. So literally, I'll do the math really quickly. Once a deal comes across my phone or my email, or I get a call, I'll message my agent, here's the offer price that I'd like to make on that property. And they'll send me a dot loop and I'll sign the purchase agreement. And literally within 30 minutes, my offer will be in. See, some of you have been using Truly and Zillow on bookmarking stuff, saying, oh, I'll look at this tonight when I get back home from work, or I'll look at this on the weekend and perhaps go visit and things of that nature. That is not how real estate deals work. In order to land a real estate deal, you will have to act confidently and quickly in order to lock in a great real estate deal, because there are people like me who are looking at them, who are more advanced right now, who are taking advantage of them when they see them, okay? So if you want to compete and be able to play at this game and be able to get a real estate deal, you're gonna have to be able to move a lot quicker, okay? So myth number 2 is that I missed my opportunity. Now, I've already shared with you that with coronavirus, you didn't miss your opportunity. What happens in real estate is that you actually create your opportunities. There's no opportunity that you miss. Real estate is being sold in all kinds of economies. Whether the economy is up or down, real estate is always being bought and sold, okay? You just have to learn how to see the opportunities. Many of you have allowed HGTV to train your eyes, and I call it HGTV foolishness, okay? Your first investment property won't look like anything that you've ever seen on HGTV. It won't, okay? I have 10 properties. And guess what? None of them will ever be featured on HGTV. None of them. And guess what? I don't care. I don't care. Because buying multifamily real estate is not about granite countertops. It is about guaranteed cash flow. It is not about granite countertops. It is about guaranteed cash flow. That's all that I care about. All right. So HGTV is good for you buying a single family home, but it does not train you to see real estate from an investor's standpoint. You've been watching shows like the Property Brothers. I say, screw the Property Brothers. I'm your new property brother with an A, and I'm gonna keep it real with you about real estate. It's about guaranteed cash flow, not granite countertops. Okay. So I'm gonna keep it real with you because these TV shows, they're just trying to get you to buy more from Pottery Barn and all these other commercials and advertisers they have. Okay, they're not teaching you the game in terms of how to build real wealth through real estate. Okay, so let me show you my first property. This is my first property in Brooklyn, New York. Here's the inside of it. Not a traditional brownstone. Do I wish it was? Yeah, but it's not. Still a 3-family home, right? The paint inside, linen white paint, ugly linen white paint. That's all right. The floors are decent. Look at my kitchen, y'all. Basic countertops. These are the cheapest countertops that you can get from Lowe's or Home Depot. Look at my appliances. No stainless steel appliances in that kitchen. The cabinets, basic cabinets from Home Depot and Lowe's. Okay. The only thing that's stainless steel in that kitchen is the sink. Okay. And I actually changed out the faucet just so the kitchen could be a little bit nicer. Now, I did love that dishwasher. All right. Now, I want to make this clear. My first home was not my dream home. It was not my dream home, but it made my dream possible. This was not my dream home, but it made my dreams possible, and I was fully aware of it when I bought it. I knew that this property would be in my last name for the rest of my life, and hopefully on and on. Okay, so let me just explain this to you. A single-family HGTV buyer, they're looking for granite countertops. A multi-family real estate investor is looking for guaranteed cash flow. Watch this, y'all. A stainless steel refrigerator costs $800. Why would you make a $400,000 investment based on an $800 stainless steel refrigerator? Granite countertops, they cost about $1,200 with the undermount sink cut. Why would you make a $400,000 decision based on a $1,200 countertop? It makes no sense whatsoever, okay? So single family buyers, they buy based on emotions. Multifamily investors, they buy based on economics. Single family buyers, they are trying to keep up with the Joneses. Multifamily investors, they're trying to get ahead of the Joneses. Single family buyers, they're looking for their dream home. Multifamily investors are looking for an asset that will pay for their dream home. Single family buyers are looking for a place to raise their kids. Multifamily investors are looking for a place to raise their net worth. Single family buyers are looking for a place to call home. Multifamily investors are looking for a place that other people can call home. Single family buyers are looking for open concept, one of those buzzwords. Multifamily investors are looking to open up the possibilities in their life. Single family buyers, they're looking for a finished basement. Multifamily investors are looking to start building their wealth. Do you want to be on, y'all? Type MI if you want to be a multifamily real estate investor. Type MI. If you want to be a multifamily investor, type MI. Because honestly, the way some of y'all move, I'm not clear which side of the equation you want to be on. We got to draw lines. We got to draw lines. All right, cool. So I got multifamily investors here in the room tonight. That's a good thing, right? And if you are a single family buyer, again, there are ways to reverse yourself out of that situation and get on the path to becoming a multifamily investor. So the multifamily map, let's look at this really quickly. Again, I told you, a lot of you are looking for deals on Truly and Zillow. Truly and Zillow are where multifamily real estate deals go to die. Mass marketed listings regularly command a 30% premium to off-market deals. So once a deal hits Truly and Zillow, guess what? The prices automatically go up because now many other people are seeing it. You have to learn how to find off-market deals, okay? The way to find deals is through research and relationships. There is a difference between real estate listings and real estate deals. Real estate listings go on Truly and Zillow. You can find a lot of listings on Truly and Zillow. You cannot find a lot of deals on Truly and Zillow. Off-market, you find real estate deals, meaning that they are undervalued, right? Meaning that they have not been seen by many others, meaning that there's opportunity in that particular deal, okay? So because I know how to find off-market deals through my real estate Rolodex, right? I get off-market deals coming to me all the time through Instagram, through text message, through Facebook, through phone calls. You have to know how to find off-market deals. This is where you're going to get the most bang for your buck. We don't want to compete with everybody else. A lot of you are lazy, and not lazy as an individual, and lazy in terms of your real estate search. You put your, just tell me how many of you signed up on a realtor's email list. You told them how many square feet you want, how many rooms, bathrooms, what neighborhood, your price point, etc. And they put you on some email list, and you get some email every single day with real estate listings, but no deals. Type me in chat if that's you. Okay. If there are 1,000 other people getting that same email every day, you think you're really gonna find a real estate deal in that way? No. You got to get up from behind your computer. You got to go build relationships and do research in order to find off-market deals. Okay. So one of my students closed on this property here, and somebody asked him, "Congratulations, did you find this deal on Zillow?" He said, "No, I found it through a real estate financial broker who knew a wholesaler." Okay. So we find off-market real estate deals, not just look at real estate listings. So you have to have the 4 eyes of real estate. The 4 eyes of real estate are eyes for the market, eyes for the neighborhood, eyes for the property, and eyes for the deal. How do you know if a market is expanding or contracting? Okay, that's eyes for the market. Then eyes for the neighborhood. You have to be able to see the 33 signs of gentrification. One of them being a white girl running through the neighborhood at 9:30 p.m. with her earpods in and not looking over her shoulder and feeling very comfortable. Okay, that is a sign of gentrification. Okay. Now, you do not want to buy in a neighborhood that has all 33 signs of gentrification. You want to buy in a neighborhood that has 15 to 20 signs of gentrification that is moving towards 33 signs of gentrification. Okay. Then you have to have eyes for the property. Eyes for the property is going in and looking for the hidden value and the hidden cost. I'm not looking for stainless steel appliances. I'm not looking for granite countertops. That is not what my eyes look for as a real estate investor. I'm looking for about 50 signs of hidden value or hidden cost. Okay. And then from there, you have to have eyes for the deal. There's typically 3 ways to structure any real estate deal, and you have to know which way is best based on the deal that you are about to do. Okay. So again, you need more than a real estate agent. You need a real estate advisor. Here's how you know. Go ask your real estate agent to calculate cash on cash return on a multifamily property that you send them. They won't know how to do it. Why? Because cash on cash return, though it is the most important form of calculation for multifamily real estate, cash on cash return is not on the real estate exam. It's not on the real estate exam because most real estate investors, they sell single family homes to American dreamers. Most real estate agents, sell single family homes to American dreamers. I don't work with real estate agents if they don't know how to calculate cash on cash return or they don't have multifamily real estate themselves. And if I need to train them on what cash on cash return is, then I will do so. Otherwise, they're going to send me listings and not deals. All right. So look, Carmen Lita said, "I'm a realtor and it really isn't on the exam." So there's a difference between a real estate agent and a real estate investor. Most real estate agents ultimately want to be real estate investors. So I'm teaching you a game that is a level up. I use my real estate agents. I lead them. They do not lead me. I lead my real estate agents. They do not lead me. This is the difference. Okay. So finally, myth number 3. I need to pay down my debt first. This one's going to mess up a lot of your heads and give you a headache tonight, but I have to share it with you because there's a lot of false narrative out there. I have to pay down my debt first. This is not true whatsoever. The truth is you need to buy an asset that will pay down your debt first. I'm going to let that sit real quick. You need to buy an asset that will pay down your debt first. You do not have to pay down your debt. You need to buy an asset that will pay down your debt. What do you mean? Okay. A lot of you on that Dave Ramsey tip and you want to be debt free. Oh, Julian, I'm in a rush to pay off my student loans. I hate my student loans, this and that, whatever. Okay. Remember, Dave Ramsey comes from scarcity and fear-based consciousness because he lost his real estate portfolio early on. But guess what? He's invested in real estate right now. Okay. Now, I want you to be very clear. Debt freedom does not mean financial freedom. Debt freedom does not mean financial freedom, because if all your income is still active income, meaning that you trade time for money, you are not financially free. Financial freedom is when your passive income is greater than your cost of living. So just because you're debt free, if all your income is active income, you are still not financially free. Are you in a good place? Yes, you're in a good place. I'm happy you have no debt, okay? But it is not financial freedom. I'm trying to teach you the fastest path to get to financial freedom, right? So what you ultimately want to do is you want to use good debt to pay off your bad debt, but you have to know the difference between the two first. The reason you hate debt so much, I see D Money says, I don't want to owe anyone. Well, D Money, I owe a lot of people, but I'm going to show you why this works. D Money, I'll just share this with you real quick. And your name is Money, so you got to know money, okay? So D Money, if I can borrow money at 3%, but I know how to make it flip at 15%, how much money should I borrow, everybody? If I can borrow money at 3%, but I know how to make it flip at 15%, how much money should I borrow, y'all? How much money should I borrow? Stanley said it. Everybody gets it. You should borrow as much as you possibly can. You should borrow as much as you possibly can. This is what happens when you truly understand debt, because it can actually accelerate your process. So bad debt is debt that you have to pay. That's your single family home mortgage, your credit card debt, student loans, okay? So what you want to do is you want to use good debt to acquire an asset that would then allow you to pay off your bad debts. So you buy a multifamily home, you take the cash flow to pay off your single family mortgage. You take the fact that you're no longer paying rent to pay your credit card debt. You take the fact that you're going to have all these tax savings from this multifamily home, and you pay off your student loans. So you take good debt to acquire an asset that will pay you and allow you to pay off your bad debt. This is the name of the game. This is how you accelerate your process. I'm going to break it down for you even a little bit further. How many of you have student loans out there? How many have student loans out there? Almost all of you, okay? And I know a lot of you hate your student loans because they didn't really give you anything of value or whatnot, but I'm going to show you something very, very profound. Watch this. Two people have $40,000 in student debt, okay? Two people have $40,000 in student debt. One is on the Dave Ramsey plan, and one came to this webinar and said, I'm going to buy a multifamily home immediately, okay? The person who's on the Dave Ramsey plan says, I'm going to eat peanut butter and jelly sandwich and top ramen for 2 years. I'm going to pay off $20,000 in debt every single year, and I'm going to be done in 2 years with my student debt. Whoop-de-doo, and I'm going to ring Dave Ramsey's bell, okay? So they rush to do that. They sleep on their mama's couch or whatnot, and they're willing to sacrifice, and that's a good thing. And now that they've paid off their debt, guess what? They have no money to buy a home. So they have to spend another year or two saving up for that down payment, right? And real estate has gone up by that time. Person B immediately bought that property at $300,000 4 years earlier. Now person A wants the same property across the street, but because it's been 4 years, what happened, y'all? Because it's been 4 years, what happened to the price of that property? Because it's been 4 years, what happened to the price of that property? That price of that property went up by $40,000. So watch this, y'all. Person A rushed to pay off $40,000 in student debt by eating top ramen and peanut butter jelly sandwiches and sleeping on their parents' couch. Then they want to get the same asset that person B got 4 years earlier, but that asset now costs $40,000 more, which is only about 3% appreciation per year. So watch this, y'all. They rushed to pay off $40,000 in debt, and the moment that they did that, they actually got the $40,000 in debt handed right back to them, but now it's in the form of a mortgage. They were rushing and thought they were doing the right thing to rush and pay off $40,000 in debt. They did that, but then they got it handed right back to them in the form of a mortgage. Person B is now $40,000 up in equity, and the cash flow from the property has been paying off their student debt the entire time. Oh my goodness, I hope you get this. I hope you get this. There is no rush to pay off a student loan at 5% when we know how to acquire an asset that will create and generate at 15%. When we understand debt and how to use it, it will accelerate how quickly you are able to get to financial freedom. Are y'all with me? How many of y'all caught that? Type caught it. Type caught it if you caught it. Put a baseball mitt or something. If you didn't catch it, man, you're thinking too slow right now. I need to teach slower. Something. All right? Good. I'm glad y'all caught it. So there are 4 financial values from multifamily real estate. This one property that I showed you over the course of this webinar, let me show you what it's going to do for me over 30 years. Remember, I'm not talking about get rich quick, I'm talking about get rich guaranteed over time. The cash flow on this property after principal, interest, taxes, insurance, capex, repairs, and vacancy rate. The cash flow on this property over the next 30 years will be $638,000. The tax savings because of what I get to depreciate this building over 27.5 years and all the expenses related to it, the tax savings on this property will be $278,000. Over $250,000 I will save for not paying Uncle Sam because I control this property. The principal pay down will be by the tenants, and that will be $225,000. And if this property appreciates by only 1% every year for the next 30 years, even though real estate typically appreciates at 3%, that'll be an additional $104,000 in equity. So when you add all of those up, the total value of this property from my last name will be $1.2 million. The total value of this property from my last name, the shift in generational wealth, will be $1.2 million off of one property. And right now I have 10 of them, and I'm not stopping. Okay? So this is the power of multifamily real estate. This is not get rich guaranteed. I mean, get rich over quickly. This is get rich guaranteed over time. This is not get rich quick. This is get rich guaranteed over time. All right? So that is the $1 million question. What are you going to do today to make sure that you are not economically vulnerable like this tomorrow? Many of you got exposed by the coronavirus. Some of you are walking on eggshells, think you're going to lose your job. Some of you lost your job. Some of you realized you had no assets. You had no passive income whatsoever. You got caught up. Coronavirus has exposed us all. And so my challenge to you is to do something different to make sure that when the economy fluctuates like this, because you think this is going to be the last time, this is going to be the last pandemic, you think this is going to be the last fluctuation in the economy? No, I want you to be ready. I want you to have assets on deck that support you in your living, okay? So a lot of people talk about securing the bag. Well, here's how you do it. You do that by securing a building, and then that will secure your housing, it will secure your retirement, and it will secure your legacy. This is why you need a building in your last name, right? So real quick, what was your greatest takeaway from tonight, y'all? What was your greatest takeaway from tonight? What blew your mind the most? Time is now. I can do this. Too many to name. Everything. Get off market deals, cash flow, don't wait, NACA, that I'm homeless. 23 numbers, good debt, loan programs, student loan example, simple logic. It's basic math, y'all. This ain't calculus. This isn't calculus or even algebra. This is basic math. There's high school math, y'all, which you might not have done well in, and then there's math for millionaires. What I'm teaching you is math for millionaires, okay? Math for millionaires is a lot different and a lot simpler. Okay, cool. So earlier, you gave me permission that if I rocked, I could share an opportunity with you. Please let me know in chat if I still have the green light to share that opportunity. For those of you who are not interested, I want to thank you for coming out tonight. I hope that this blessed you. I hope that I've given you enough to chew on and take action on. And I wish you the best on your journey. But for those of you who are serious, who want to accelerate your process, want to make sure that you don't make any mistakes on this journey, you want to learn from somebody who's been able to do this not only for themselves, but for others, then I encourage you to stay so that you can hear about the opportunity. All right? Perfect. Cool. So obviously you're still here because you're serious. Literally we're in an hour and a half and you're still here. You're committed to generational wealth, passive income, more freedom. And I know because that was me too. Now, there are many ways to make money in real estate. There's mobile homes, tax liens, wholesaling. There's fix and flips. There's Airbnb and vacation rentals, foreclosures, etc. Where my expertise is obviously is in multifamily. This is where I can do a deep dive with you and help you really understand this game so that you can acquire your first multifamily property on the way to building your portfolio. As I shared earlier, this is my portfolio that I built out over the past 7 years, 10 multifamily homes of 30 doors, 13.83% cash on cash return, 19.5% appreciation, $36,000 per month in rent. And I want to be very transparent with you. I do not keep all $36,000. Okay, that goes to principal. Some of it goes to principal, interest, taxes, insurance, CapEx, repair reserve, and vacancy rate. And what's left over is what I get to keep as profit on my cash on cash return. Okay, I want to be very clear. I'm not pocketing $36,000 every single month. Not yet. Does that make sense, y'all? Does that make sense? I want to be very clear because some people only share their revenue with you, right? And be like, yeah, I got $1 million company. But the profit margin on that company is only 10%. So they really only have like $100,000 profit. You know what I'm saying? So I want to be very clear with you to also manage your expectation. Okay. It's not get rich quick. This is get rich guaranteed over time. Now, all these assets in my portfolio, when you add them all up, they're worth $4.1 million. Okay, so this is how quickly it can happen. I've been able to do it quickly because I've been focused and I've been locked in because and I know what I know. And so I want to teach you so that you can do it as quick as possible, but I'm not guaranteeing anything happens quickly. All right, I just want to be very clear. How much profit? Typically, my portfolio yields about 40% margin on that $36,000. Okay, 40% margin. All right. So for those of you who are, I know I already addressed the skeptics, but for those of you who are still skeptical, or those really his houses and things of that nature, you can go to the website nolaassessor.com, nolaassessor.com, and you can go search the property tax records, okay? And you can look for Newton, Julian Gordon, or Purpose Properties, and you will see all 8 properties that I control here in New Orleans. This is just in case you want to verify and see, is he really who he says he is? You can go do your research on nolaassessor.com, then search the tax sectors and look for my name. For those of you who are wondering if those are really his properties, they are right there for you. NOLA, N-O-L-A, assessors, ASSESSOR.com. Put my name in, put my company's name in, and you will find my property. All right? Just for the skeptics out there. Okay. Now for the rest of y'all, I want to invite you to be part of a 12-week experience I created for you called the Multifamily Masterplan, where I'll work with you through everything that we just discussed and a lot more to accelerate how quickly you're able to buy multifamily real estate the right way. That gives you rent freedom for those of you who are renters, and or positive cash flow to pay off another debt for those of you who need to pay a mortgage, student loans, credit cards, or medical bills. The program is set up in 5 modules: finance it, find it, finalize it, fix it, and fill it. And I will walk you through those. I'm going to answer questions in just a second. I see a lot of questions coming through now that we're coming to the end. I'm going to answer those in the Q&A. We're going to use the Q&A function below to answer your questions. So we'll get there in just a second. Okay. So let me walk you through these modules. So finance it. I'm going to show you no to low money down programs and grants that you can use to start without a huge savings. What exactly are lenders looking for? Key numbers and ratios you need to be aware of. Quick credit fixes to improve your credit score and keep your interest rates down by tens of thousands of dollars. I know a lot of you are concerned about your credit score. FHA loans debunk the dark side that most people don't tell you beyond it being 3.5% down. Why you should shop for lenders first and not the home. A lot of you are shopping for the home. You can find the perfect deal, right? But if your lender isn't lined up, then you can't act on that deal. So you actually need to shop for lenders first and not the property. Why you should go as big as possible on your first multifamily home as long as it makes sense. And then one of my students said this: hey fam, just wanted to share, it's very important to interview lenders, several lenders. I now have 3 pre-approval letters, one for 500,000, the other for 14-15, and the last one I got this morning for a VA loan for 700,000. For newbies in this group, don't skip steps, etc. I will leverage these to get the best rates, but of course the VA loan is my first choice. So this is Sandy, and she made the lenders compete for her business, which is something that I teach in the program. Then find it. How to find great deals in your backyard. Literally, my first deal was in my backyard in Brooklyn. It is literally shares a backyard with the property I was renting from. The 33 signs of gentrification to ensure that you buy right before prices rise and not after they do. How to use the internet and specific websites you need to know to find and do due diligence on a deal. And I'm not talking Trulia, Redfin, or Zillow, okay? These are other websites that we use to do due diligence. How to evaluate a deal in another state if you're investing from a distance. Why asking price doesn't matter, and the real metrics that make a deal worth it or not. And then the people and tools you need in place to get off-market deals coming to you daily. Then we're going to go into the finalize it module, the 23 numbers you need to truly evaluate whether to purchase or pass on a real estate opportunity. I showed you the purchase or pass deal analyzer with the 23 numbers, how to quickly evaluate a deal in 10 minutes or less so that you can get an offer in before anyone else, the 4 most overlooked numbers that can make or break a real estate deal, how to never pay at or above asking price and get it reduced to whatever you desire without worrying about the seller walking away. And then the 5 ways to exit any deal if the numbers aren't adding up or something doesn't feel right. In the Fix It module, I'm going to share with you the 10 types of contractors you need to have and trust in and on speed dial once the deal is in motion, not after you've acquired the property. You need your contractors team and your real estate Rolodex before you actually make your offer. And so I teach you who those people are, how to vet your team beyond using Yelp or Angie's List, and the questions to ask and things to look for, Walk, crawl, climb, everything you must do, ask, and look for during the inspection process. The inspection process is one of your greatest points of leverage in negotiating with the seller. And I've literally had students get the price reduced by $35,000 using the strategies that I share. First things first, what are the very first things you need to do once you have the keys? Hint, it is not move in. And then fix it or nix it. What you should fix immediately and what can wait for later until cash starts flowing. And then finally, fill it. Your landlord, now what? How to avoid the 3 a.m. Phone calls and manage a building without always being there. How to find great tenants fast. If you have vacant units that need to be filled, what you need, who you need, and where to post. Free download of my sample lease agreement and long distance investing secrets. How to manage your investments without being there in the top 20 markets to invest in. All right. So that is the breadth of the program. For those of you who are single family buyers and feel like you messed up, it's okay. Again, I said it before. There are 6 ways to reverse yourself out of that situation. Literally right here in the course, I have a module specifically for you. Single family homeowner, 6 ways to escape if you did, and 5 ways to use FHA twice. So there's 6 ways to reverse yourself out of that situation and 5 ways to use FHA twice. There's exemptions that I'll teach you, and they'll give you the right language to speak to your lender to so that you can use the 3.5% down payment program again. All right. Real quick, I want to share some testimonials from folks who've been through the program. This is the Roll family, and they have a 4-plex in Los Angeles. They said Julian's journey has always been an inspiration to my wife and I. We didn't think we were ready, but Julian helped us see that we were. Now we own a 4-plex in Los Angeles that is already appreciated and generates enough cash flow for my wife and I to both step into entrepreneurship full time while still being financially responsible parents of our 1-year-old daughter, Jubilee. This is the Campbell family. They said my issue was that I had a rental property that I wasn't cash flowing because I didn't buy right, as Julian always says. Thanks to his coaching, we came up with a strategy to sell that property and leverage it up into a multifamily unit using a 1031 exchange. We found a real estate attorney to transfer the rental property out of my name and into an LLC. And now that we corrected our real estate wrongs and have a cash flowing Airbnb in Charlotte, which Julian taught me how to scale quickly, and a multifamily where we live mortgage free in one of the 2 units. Okay. And this is Dante. He joined the program and he closed on a duplex in New Orleans that I found for him. For those of you who are going to invest in the New Orleans market, my real estate Rolodex here is strong, and any deal that I do not do, I share with my students. This is Jackie Hall Cooper, and I see a couple of people say I'm breaking up. Can you hear me clearly? Please let me know in chat. If you can hear me clearly, please let me know in chat. I see Casey and Kamisha say I'm breaking up. All right. LaShonda says I'm breaking up. Interesting. Kim says I'm breaking up. Interesting. Apologies for that. I guess that's the internet, y'all. Thank you for sticking. Thank you for sticking through it with me. I don't know what's going on right now. Anyways, continue to push. Just scream at me in chat if it continues to happen. But there's nothing I can really do about it. So I'm going to keep pushing through and hope we can make it to the end. All right. So Jackie Hall Cooper, she closed on a triplex and a single family from a distressed seller in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And so excited for her. That was on Halloween of last year. Spencer, he lives in Texas, but closed on his duplex in his hometown of Cleveland, Ohio. All right. And then there is the Powell family. They live in Oakland, California, but they closed on this duplex in Detroit, Michigan. So again, for those of you who live in expensive markets, remember that your money does not have to work in the same city as you do. Your money does not have to work in the same city as you do. All right. And so they bought in a smaller market. All right. Jason closed in 3 months on his property that I helped him find in New Orleans. He lives in San Antonio, Texas. I helped him find this property in New Orleans. Robin, a single mother, she closed on this duplex in New Orleans, not too far from me. And then Ron, he closed on this property in less than 30 days, a 4-plex in Birmingham, Alabama. Okay, in Birmingham, Alabama, he is already on his second property. And watch this, he bought this second property for $25,000. He's going to put $45,000 into it, and it's going to be worth $175,000. He's literally about to step into $100,000 in equity because of what I taught him. $100,000 in equity because of what I taught him. So excited for him in the Birmingham market. One of our youngest students, Demetrius, he's only 26 years old, and he closed on this 4-plex in Killeen, Texas in 4 months using a VA loan. He is a veteran, so he's able to use this VA loan, and he closed in 4 months in Killeen, Texas, one of our youngest success stories. Then Steven, he lives in New York, very expensive market, helped him find a duplex in New Orleans. He got it for $35,000 under asking. $35,000 under asking. He was able to close on that property in New Orleans. This is April. She's in Virginia Beach, Virginia. She in about 3 months, she closed on a fourplex there. She lives in one unit, Airbnb's the other 3 units, and even in the midst of coronavirus, her Airbnb was still pulling in $4,000 per month, which is absolutely amazing. When she's at full capacity again, she'll probably be bringing in $8,000 per month off of that one property. This is Jay. I typically don't have my students do a single family, but she found a single family with a whole bunch of equity in it, and it still made sense. And so she closed on this single family home, and she came in about 1 month, in a little over a month, from December 15th to January 17th. Then Fernando and his family, they closed on this property in LA on March 5th, 2020. They're actually going to run the group home business model through this property. And they say as a group home, the numbers are absolutely crazy. Terrence is also a vet, and he closed on this property in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where he's going to live in one unit. And you see my students are closing in the midst of Corona. He closed on this on April 14th, just before the old tax day. Jetro, he went to University of Florida, so he bought this fourplex in Gainesville, Florida. It took him about 5 months to close on his property, and he does not live in Florida, but he closed on this beautiful property there. And then Sandra, she bought this duplex in Kansas City, Missouri, in a gentrifying neighborhood. She will do what Jetro, she will do what Ronique is doing, and actually invest in it in forced appreciation and still be able to rent it out at profit. In Chicago, for those of you who are up in the Midwest, this is Nikki. She closed on this April 15th on a fourplex there. Original price was $362,000. She got it for $340,000 at a 3.5% interest rate. So we're happy for her. For those of you in the Northeast, this is Devin. He closed on this duplex in East Orange, New Jersey, in the middle of coronavirus on May 12th. And then Alan closed on this triplex in Baltimore. And here's what he said. I want to thank you, Julian. I want to thank you for the great service that you provide. I've learned a great deal from your detailed instruction over the past 3 months during the pandemic, and I recently closed on a multifamily property in Baltimore, Maryland on 6/17/20. The property cash flows as in appreciating the market and with built-in equity as well. I would not have had the confidence to handle the deal like such a boss without the expert knowledge provided in your course. I felt like I had the answers to the test every step of the way. Thanks again, brother, for the gateway to freedom and generational wealth. I will certainly pay it forward. Best regards, Alan. Cool. So that's Alan there. And then we got closes recently. This is Darren and Aisha. They closed in Providence, Rhode Island, on a triplex there in just 3 months. So we're just so happy for them. And one of our most recent closings was August 10th. Tyler helping couples. Tyler closed on this fourplex in New Orleans recently. So my students are winning, y'all. They're closing in the midst of coronavirus, and so I'm just so happy for them. And I just wanted to show you that this is proven, the system works, and I would love for you to join it. So the multifamily master plan normally would be $1,999. That is not what you will pay tonight. In fact, I'm going to show you how you can get access to the multifamily master plan for absolutely free. Yes, I repeat, I'm going to show you how you can get access to the multifamily master plan for absolutely free tonight. All right. I know some of you are like, what are you talking about? What's the catch? All you have to do to get access to the multifamily master plan for free is join the Multifamily Movement Mastermind, which is committed to creating freedom and generational wealth through real estate. My mission is to help 300 people and families acquire a cash flow positive multifamily home within 6 months of being pre-qualified. Okay. Now I know you're like, Julian, you just said it was free. What do you mean I got to join the mastermind? Well, here's the reality. How many of you have bought a book or bought a course and that you intended to read or take in order to improve yourself, but you never even cracked it open? Just let me know. Be honest. Again, you ain't got to lie to kick it. Okay. Keep it real. Okay, so I've been teaching online for the past 10 years, and I know that only 7% of people complete online courses when left up to their own devices. So here's how this works. I'm not here for the transfer of information. I'm actually here for your transformation. So what you're paying me for is not the course. You're not paying me for the information. You're paying me for the accountability and the structure that I give to you to make sure that you integrate and implement the information. Okay, I'm more like a personal trainer. There's all kinds of free workouts on YouTube and books and things of that nature, but it's not until you have a personal trainer that you actually show up and actually start getting the results. And so that is what you were paying me for. You can go try to piece this together online. You can go try to piece together all the YouTube videos, podcasts, blogs, and books that you can. But I found that you can only learn real estate when you are being held to the fire by someone else, okay? You have to study under a master teacher in order to make sure that you actually learn this particular game. Because in this game, you can make some very costly mistakes. You can go see how many people lost their homes to predatory lending because they just didn't understand. They thought that this was just a normal transaction. You have to be focused, okay? So this is a movement in real life. This is a movement in real life. This is 100 of us in New Orleans this past MLK weekend, just before the coronavirus hit. That's me right there. That's my daughter right there. And I hope to slap hands with all of you and give all of you a hug. Again, you get the multifamily master plan. It will be worth $1,999. It's not really a course, okay? And I'm gonna explain to you what I mean by that. Now, only 20% of this program is actually online, okay? Meaning that I have a lot more mindset work to do with you all. So you do have to watch some videos that are outlined in the course, and I'll show you those in just a second. But 40% of this course or this program will actually be on the phone. You'll be talking to agents, to lenders, to contractors, to wholesalers, to owners. You'll be building your real estate Rolodex. The other 40% of this program will actually be in your shoes and in your car. Real estate is a contact sport. You have to be in contact with people and you have to be in contact with properties in order to win at this game. You will not be able to find a real estate deal hiding behind your computer, all right? So this is the name of the game and this is what I teach. So here's how the program is structured. Okay, here's how the program is structured. Every single week, you have a new challenge. So you have the financial house cleaning challenge, the lender shopping challenge, the pre-approval challenge, the real estate agent challenge, the neighborhood knowledge challenge number 1, the deal a day challenge number 1. And then week 7, you go into your real estate team building challenge. Then you do the new neighborhood challenge and the deal a day challenge over and over and over again habitually until you actually find your deal. All right. So every week there's something that you have to do. This is not just Netflix and chill and you're just gonna watch some videos and by osmosis somehow find a real estate deal. No, there are things for you to get up and go do. Now, just to show you everything that is in the program, this is how detailed it is, okay? This is actually inside the program. So every week there's 2 sets of modules. There's your mindset modules, okay? And then there's your movement modules. So it says, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. First, we renew your mind. And then we actually go take action based on that new thinking. So this is how this program is structured, all right? In addition to that, I hold you accountable every single week, okay? Every single week, we have our weekly deal room calls. Our weekly deal room calls every single week on Sunday. This is where you have to report to me what you did in the previous week, right? And then you can get coached by me. You can sign up to be in the hot seat and get coached by me live in the context of the group. Okay. And then you have to report what you are going to do for the next week. This is how I hold you accountable to making sure that you make progress towards your multifamily goals. All right. On top of that, you also get the purchase of past deal analyzer, which is the 23 numbers that you need to know to effectively evaluate the deal. This is the financial model that I built out over the past 7 years. When you follow these instructions, you can never go wrong on a real estate deal. You can never go wrong off a real estate deal. So this is what you get when you join the program. You also get a ticket to my live event in New Orleans. You get a ticket to my live event in New Orleans on MLK weekend. That's worth $599. And this is my wealth and real estate weekend. On day 1, I teach you all of my wealth building strategies. And then on day 2, we do all real estate. All right. So when you put everything, oh yeah, and if that event does not occur in person, it will be online, okay? So when you put all those together, the multifamily master plan lifetime access, the weekly deal room call coaching, the purchase of past deal analyzer, which is priceless, and the live 2-day event in New Orleans, together everything is worth $4,997. So I know some of you are asking for the price as it's coming in just a second, okay? Let me ask you this. Would it be worth $4,997 one time to eliminate your monthly rent expense forever or your single family home mortgage expense forever? Would it be worth $4,997 to eliminate your monthly rent expense or single family home mortgage forever? Please let me know. Okay, some people yes, some people don't think so. You rather just pay rent or mortgage expense. All right, there we go. Y'all just being quiet and shy. Would it be worth $4,997 if all it did was help you acquire one cash flow positive multifamily home within the next year? I literally showed you how one property is going to lead to a $1.2 million shift in generational wealth for my family, right? And would it be worth $4,997 if the only thing it taught you was how to buy right so that you never ended up underwater on a real estate deal thanks to the deal analyzer? All right, cool. So here's option number one, y'all. Option number one, it feels free, but it's actually going to cost you the most, and that is you do nothing, right? You continue on the path that you've been on, trying to build wealth and do it on your own without any guidance and nobody to show you who actually done it before, and just winging it. And what's gonna happen is that rents are gonna continue to rise high, making it harder for you to save, and the price is gonna keep rising, making it harder for you to buy. And so obviously I don't want you to take that path. Again, it's gonna feel free to take option one, but it's actually gonna cost you the most in the long run, similar to the student loan situation that I showed you, okay? Now, earlier I asked you, would you give up or go get the money? And when we were doing the hypothetical situation, all y'all was like, I would go get them money, right? You had on your Twitter fingers and you like, you know me, I'm about that life. I'll do what I got to do, Julian, what I got to do. I'll go get that money. You was playing all hard when it was this hypothetical situation. But now it's a real life situation between your current financial path and a new financial future. And I'm asking you if you're going to go give up or go get the money. So the way to join the multifamily movement, your first option is a one-time payment of $14.97. A one-time payment of $14.97. You can go to multifamilymovement.com. That's multifamilymovement.com. And literally, all I'm asking you is for the equivalent of 1 to 2 months of rent, because you have some very high rents and mortgages. I'm asking you for the equivalent of 1 to 2 months of rent or mortgage to put you in position to never pay rent or mortgage again. All I'm asking you is for the equivalent of 1 to 2 months of rent or mortgage expense to never have to pay rent or mortgage again. When you pay one time $14.97, you will save $597. Again, that is multifamilymovement.com. Now, there are other programs out there similar to mine that are literally charge $15,000 to $30,000 for what I'm teaching you. How many of you heard of Fortune Builders? How many of you heard of Fortune Builders? How many heard of Fortune Builders? I've been to a Fortune Builders meeting, one of their hotel meetings, 70% people of color in that room. How much were they charging, y'all? How much was Fortune Builders charging for those of you who went? $50K, $50,000, $30,000, $20,000, $50,000. You see this? Okay. I went to that meeting and they're literally stealing your down payment. I don't want your down payment. You need your down payment. I want to see you succeed. But you do have to have some skin in the game in order to get this knowledge and this information. You see, I showed you about 30 success stories. I know you can do this if you just follow the system, all right? This is Brandon. He said, thanks to you, bro. I was apprehensive at first to take your class, but due to your price point, I thought I could have learned from YouTube University, laugh out loud. In retrospect, you dropped too many jewels for me to count. One example saved me $1,200 by making the lenders compete. It was money well spent. For any new people reading this, Julian is the truth, good people, and has a wealth of knowledge. Appreciate all that you do, good brother, and profound impact that you make on so many. So that's Brandon. He's in the middle of his purchase right now. He just got approved. He just got his appraisal. He says FHA appraisal just came in at $14K above our offer and no required repairs. So he's literally about to step into $14,000 in equity, literally 10X what the price of the program is that he's going to be able to take advantage of because of the program, okay? So this is the power of what I am teaching. Now, how many of you need a payment plan? How many of you need a payment plan? Somebody's asking about NACA. NACA will help you get finance, and I teach you how to get finance through NACA, but NACA will not help you find a deal, okay? NACA will not teach you how to find a deal, okay? So a lot of people say they need a payment plan. I know money is funny, and I do not want money to be what stops you from getting access to this information. The only thing that can stop you is you, okay? So for those of you who need a payment plan, you can go over to multifamilymovement.com and you can join tonight for just $349 per month. $349 per month for only 6 months. This is not a subscription plan that goes on forever and I hope that you forget. No, that's not how I operate. I don't want to be incentivized to keep you forever. This is $349 per month for only 6 months. Together, that is $2,094. So when you do pay on the one pay, you actually save $597. And on the one pay, you get access to everything immediately. You get access to everything immediately on the one pay. When you do the monthly payment plan, your modules will get dripped to you as your payments come in. That's only fair to those who have paid in full. I reward those who pay in full and are fully committed to making this happen. Okay. Now, again, that's $349 per month for only 6 months. All right. Now, some of you are getting tax refunds and getting lump sums and stimulus checks and things of that nature. Here's what I'm going to do, because I don't want that $597. I want you to keep it in your pocket so that you can add it towards your down payment. So here's what I want to do. I'll extend the $1,497 for 60 days. For 60 days. So for those of you who need to start on the payment plan, you pay $349 tonight. And if before your next payment comes out, you can pay $1,148, which is $1,497 total, and you'll save $597. If you need up to 60 days, then what you'll do is you'll do $349 tonight, $349 a month from now, and then $799 before that third payment comes out, and you will save the $597. So you will go to multifamilymovement.com and you will start on the $349 per month plan. Okay. You will go to multifamilymovement.com and you will start on the $349 plan. And when you're ready to pay off the balance, you'll email support@thefreedomschool.com. Support@thefreedomschool.com. I do not want the $597. I want you to have the $597. So I'm giving you 60 days to get it together to make sure that you can take advantage of that. All right. Is that fair, y'all? Okay, cool. So who should join? Real quick, because not everybody should join. And I will not let some of you in the program if you don't have some of the criteria. So you should join this movement if you're a renter who has paid over $50,000 in rent living on your own. You should join if you're a single family buyer who wants to become a real estate investor. And you should join if you're willing to make the sacrifices today for success in the future. Please do not join if you're looking for a get-rich-quick scheme and need money yesterday. This program is not for you. This is not a get-rich-quick program, okay? And then you should not join if you're unwilling to change what you're doing now to save, because you will have to shift your behavior. If you're not willing to shift and change who you are and how you're showing up, then please do not join this program. And if you're not willing to set aside time to actually search for real estate deals. Again, real estate deals will not just land in your lap with you behind the computer. You will have to get up and go get out and go get something, all right? So this is who should join the program. If you're not willing to do those things, please do not join. I do not have to let anybody into the program just because you have the money. So I encourage you to join for the right reasons. Otherwise, I have the right to dismiss you, okay? So bonus number 1 is the Fuel It module. Fuel It module will teach you how to scale from 0 to 1 to 10. Okay, those of you in single family homes, how to reverse back out of that situation and get on the path of real estate investor. Literally, I show you how I bought each and every one of my properties. People are like, Julian, how you keep buying properties? Well, guess what? My debt to income ratio, it actually improves every time I buy a property. Most people's debt to income ratio goes down when they buy a new property. Mine goes up because of what I'm going to show you in the program, okay? And then you also get REI tax secrets, how to reduce your tax liability. This is not tax evasion. This is tax avoidance by leveraging the laws, okay? We want to milk every law that allows you to deduct things because you own multifamily real estate. Remember that one property I showed you was going to save me $278,000 in taxes over the course of 30 years, okay? That's about $10,000 in taxes. You're also going to get my Overnight Success Airbnb course. I built a 6-figure Airbnb business, and I'm going to show you how to grow your Airbnb business if you're in an Airbnb-friendly city. For those of you with credit issues, I'm going to give you Tanya Rapley's credit etiquette course. I've actually licensed this program from her for you so that you can actually boost your credit score by 50 to 150 points with this particular program. All right. You'll also get the Purchaser Pass Deal Analyzer online, which is an online software that I created that I spent over 5 figures on to make it so that you can evaluate all your deals in one place. This software is only available for my students. What's also powerful about this software is that my students share deals with one another. When they find off-market deals that they are not moving on, they share it with the other members. Camille said, shout out to Daffy for sending me a sweet deal in our market this morning and helping me run the numbers on it. There's truly strength in numbers and community. Stay blessed, everyone. So this is the beauty of how this community works. You will find other members who are in your city or state and be able to network with them and share deals with them. So when you put all these things together, when you add in the Fuel It module at $997, the tax secrets at $597, overnight success, Airbnb course at $497, the credit etiquette course at $299, and the purchase of pass, deal analyzer, lifetime access at $199. Together, everything that I have to share with you is worth $7,586. But again, you can get it tonight for $1497. You say you don't know where to start. I'm giving you the multifamily master plan, which is a step-by-step blueprint to move forward and acquire multifamily real estate. You feel alone in your journey. You're the only one in your family who gets it. Well, join our weekly deal room calls and our Facebook group and connect with members who are in your market. You don't feel that you're good at math. You don't have to be, because I'm giving you the purchase of pass deal analyzer with all the equations baked into it. All you have to do is know how to find those 23 numbers. You need help with money beyond real estate investing. That's what the Wealth and Real Estate Weekend is for, where I teach you all my wealth strategies in addition to how to deepen your game in real estate. You've already bought a single family home. I'm going to give you the Fuel It module to show you how to reverse out of that situation like a bow and arrow. You got to pull back a little bit to go forward. This is what we have to do. Okay. So I'll teach you all that in the Fuel It module. Do I need an LLC? No, you don't need an LLC, but you do need to set up your accounting in such a way that you're able to maximize all tax benefits of owning multifamily real estate. The price is too high in my market. Well, I'll show you how to find other markets, but I'll also show you how to use Airbnb, which can get you 3 times rent. And then my credit score is too low. You'll get access to Tanya Rapley's credit etiquette course so that you can boost your credit score by 50 to 100 points by doing it yourself. So again, when you add all this up, this is worth over $7,000, but you do not have to pay that today. Now, before we get into Q&A, I'm going to jump into that in just a second. No, you have until Friday at midnight. You have until Friday at midnight to take advantage of this offer, okay? Once you join, you have up to 60 days to pay the balance of $1497, okay? But this offer ends Friday at midnight, Eastern Standard Time. This offer ends Friday at midnight, Eastern Standard Time, okay? Now, before I get into Q&A, I want to share these last 2 things that I think will help you. First and foremost, I have a 2-year Coaching Till You Close program. Literally, I will support you for the next 2 years. It does not take 2 years to close on a multifamily home. I don't care where you are in your credit situation, etc. Even if you're unemployed and you have a skill set, within 2 years, I believe that we can position you to acquire multifamily real estate. I'm going to hold your hand and coach you weekly through the weekly deal room calls for at least 2 years of support. Okay? I'm not leaving you hanging. This is not a course where you sign up and you never hear from me again. You get 2 years of coaching and support. Okay? I'm here to see you through the finish line. Why? Because this is my purpose. I'm trying to get to my target number of 300. Okay? You also get a free buddy pass, y'all. You get to bring somebody you love with you into the program. Why would I do this? Because I believe that you'll be more successful when you have somebody else who's on the ground with you in your market, who's supporting you on this journey. So you get to bring your best friend, which is your spouse or your homie. You get to bring blood, which is your siblings, parents, or kids, or you get to bring a business partner, whoever you plan on investing with. They get to join the program with you for absolutely free. They get everything that you get except for the ticket to the Wealth and Real Estate Weekend. Why? Because that's a cost-intensive program that I put on for you. There's a discounted ticket for them, but it is not a free ticket, okay? So we have Velveeta and Velvet. They're twin sisters, and they're looking for a deal together in Los Angeles. Then we have husband and wife, Victor and Michelle Dorner. They're going through this program together, and they're building their relationship by doing this work together. It's so powerful to be financially aligned as a couple. And so it's just a beautiful thing. This is why I love seeing couples do it together. Didi says she knows them. That's amazing. So Didi, call them up and reach out to them and see what their experience has been, okay? Now, if you do join tonight, I will give you, as a little fast action bonus, I will give you a bonus ticket to the Wealth and Real Estate Weekend if you join tonight. Again, this particular thing is only for tonight, but you have until Friday at midnight to take advantage of the full offer at hand, which is everything that I share with you right here: the multifamily master plan, the weekly deal room calls, the live event in New Orleans, Fuel It module, tax secrets, overnight success, the credit etiquette course, and the purchase of pass online app. You can start for $14.97 one pay or $349 per month for 6 months only. I just want everybody to know that you are one deal away. This is my first deal in Brooklyn, New York. I had no clue that it would evolve into what it has today, but it started with this one deal. And when you buy this deal right, here's what happened, y'all. It's like a domino. And the first deal gets the second, and the second gets the third, and the third gets the fourth. And this is how you build wealth over time, step by step by step. Okay. So for those of you who are over on the multifamily movement page, you'll start, you'll get onboarded, you'll get your deal analyzer, you'll start the online course, you'll go through orientation. We'll have our weekly deal call on Sunday, and you should start your first challenge next Monday. Your temporary password will be freedom. Your temporary password will be the word freedom. Okay, so I encourage you, just remember that. If you're already over there going through the registration process, your temporary password will be the word freedom. There is a price of procrastination. After Friday at midnight, the price is $349 per month right now, or $1497 one pay. After Friday at midnight, the price will jump up to $3,997. You all told me earlier that it was worth $4,997. It will jump up to $3,997, and there'll be no free bonuses as of Friday at midnight Eastern Standard Time. So please take advantage of this. For those of you who are here right now, you will all get access to the down payment assistance programs. I will repeat this. I'm sending them out via email tomorrow morning. So keep an eye out on your email for them tomorrow morning. Okay. The list of down payment assistance program is going there tomorrow. Okay. So look out for your email. And with that, I would love to take questions. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. I am here to answer your questions. I want you to make informed decisions about this program in the same way that I want you to make informed decisions about real estate. So I'm going to use the Q&A function. Okay, I'm going to use the Q&A function. Okay, so please do not ask questions in chat. I'm going to repeat this 2 more times. Do not ask questions in chat, use the Q&A function. Do not ask questions in chat, use the Q&A function. Do not ask questions in chat, use the Q&A function. Right now, we have 96 questions. We have 96 questions. I'm going to answer them in order. I hope that many of them are duplicates so that when I answer one, I'm answering 3, okay? I'm gonna get through as many as I can in the next 20 minutes, okay? So please copy, come on, Natalie, I just said it. Please do not ask questions in chat, copy it over and put it in the Q&A section, all right? So thank you so much. I see all your thank yous in the chat. I appreciate you for being here. I mean, we're 2 hours in on a Tuesday night and you're focused on generational wealth and your financial future. That says something about you, says that you're serious. And so I'm really excited. For those of you who have to go, who don't have questions, I just want to say this. Look, y'all, I would love to be your conductor on the above ground railroad. I've led many people to freedom, including myself. I know a proven pathway to get there. Some of you are closer than you could have even imagined. Imagine being enslaved in Maryland, just below the Mason-Dixon line. Let's say you were 3 miles away from the Mason-Dixon line, but for 40 years of your life, you were on the corporate plantation and you had no clue that the Mason-Dixon line was right there over that hill, right? And then on your deathbed, somebody says to you, did you know the Mason-Dixon line was right there by that tall tree over there on the horizon? And you think to yourself, I could have ran for it all this time and nobody told me that it was right there. Literally, when it comes to you achieving rent and mortgage freedom, some of you are right there. Some of you are in position to make this happen within the next 3 to 6 months. If you just had guidance, if you had a Harriet Tubman. And so I would love to be that guide for you to get you across, because I know that once you get this rent and mortgage freedom is not for freedom. It's a huge step towards freedom. But I know that creating this breathing room in your life will get you all those things that you mentioned, being able to quit your job, walk in your purpose, start your business, be more with family, pay off some debt, invest more, travel, etc. All these things that you want, I know that you acquiring multifamily real estate will help you get there. And so I would be honored to be your conductor if you would allow me to be. But I know that everybody's not ready, everybody's not ready. And if you're not ready, I understand. I'm only focused on those who are ready to go right now. Okay. So with that, let me answer these questions, y'all. So should I open an LLC to buy a property? Terrell, you do not need an LLC to buy a property. You cannot get financed through FHA or NACA or VA through an LLC. So we do not focus on buying properties through an LLC in this program. I typically don't encourage people to get an LLC for their real estate until they have about 10 doors. Terrell, if I can go create an LLC literally in 15 minutes. I can go incorporate in Delaware online in 15 minutes and get an EIN number. If I just created a company 15 minutes ago, Terrell, would you actually finance my company $500,000? Even though you know I know so much about real estate, would you finance my company that has no proven income, that has no business credit whatsoever? Would you finance my company? The answer would be no. Okay, so we are not focused on buying through an LLC. I don't encourage that until you're at about 10 doors. Okay, we don't want to make things more complex and harder to get financed. Okay, great question though, brother. Is it possible to do this when you're literally starting with nothing? Delania, that is a mindset thing. There's nobody who starts with nothing. You are breathing, you have skill sets, you have relationships, you have gifts and talents inside of you. You have at least $1, so that's not nothing. Okay, there's nobody on this earth who has nothing. We all have something inside of us. It may not be a lot of money, but you have something inside of you. So we have to change that language and that mindset of you having nothing, because it is not true. And so once we actually pull out what you do have, then we work with that to create the life that you truly want. But if you have the mindset of you having nothing, then I can't help you. I can't help you if you believe you have nothing. Is there is there going to be another one I contend? Something came up. I will send out the replay for those of you who are going to invite your buddy into the program or something like that. I will send out a replay tomorrow. So look out for that in addition to your list of down payment assistance program. Okay. Michelle, I am here today to learn tips for future because I don't have money saved right now. I don't think I'll be able to save in time for recession gap buy period. That's okay, Michelle. Real estate is bought and sold in all types of economies. So come learn the game. Come learn the game now so that you can be ready for that next opportunity. Deals, even if you feel like you missed this dip, real estate deals are always created. Remember, I said it here tonight. Real estate deals are created. They're created. So just because you feel like you missed a general dip doesn't mean that you missed all the real estate deals in the world. Are you seeing my text? I didn't get the analogy of your income buying MLF. Afam, I don't understand your question. I didn't get the analogy of your income buying MLFH. I don't know what your question is, brother or sister. So please ask again. Anonymous, what if you are in the process of buying a house right now? Can I still get multifamily real estate? If you're in the process of buying a single family home right now and you are not under contract, I encourage you, please do not buy the single family home. It will only make your path harder. It will only make your path harder. It will delay your path and it will make it harder because you will have to pay twice as much in collective down payments. So please, let me help you get the single family that you desire without you even paying a mortgage on it. Like, how much easier is that to go get a multifamily first, to live in it for 1 year, and have that multifamily pay for the single family that you desire? I don't know what this rush is. I have 10 multifamily homes. I do not have a single family home yet, y'all. And I have no desire to get one because a single family home is not an asset. The goal is generational wealth, not a single family home, y'all. So Anonymous, you're going to do what you choose to do. I hope whatever single family home you found is a great deal, but it's only going to make your path harder. Where do I go to get pre-approved? Wherever you have a bank account, go get pre-approved there. The pre-approval that I challenge you to do by Friday is simply so you can understand how the creditors see you, how the lenders see you, okay? That's all I want you to do. And they're gonna say you're approved for this much, and you'd be like, whoa, I didn't know I would qualify for that much. Or you'd be like, oh man, I qualify for a lot less than I thought. Here are the holes in my application. Here's how I can strengthen them. So that's all I'm asking you to do. So go to your local bank, okay? What if I have a home that I have been paying and have the mortgage to already? Can I get that money back? Can you get that money back? You can get that money back by selling the home. But for single family buyers, there are 6 ways to reverse yourself out of that situation. And there's 5 ways to use FHA twice in the program. That is the kind of question you will bring to the hot seat, and I will coach you on the best strategy for yourself. Again, Galaxy Note 9, what if you already own a home? Same thing, okay? Coy just purchased a duplex in Oakland. Congrats. Last month using FHA loan. Want to purchase another multifamily unit but don't have 20% needed to invest. What do you recommend? Coy, good question. I'm glad to see you owning in Oakland. Hopefully that property is cash flowing after property taxes and CapEx, repair reserve, and vacancy rate. I hope you ran the numbers right. But Coy, in the same way that I did, you're likely going to have to find a smaller, less expensive market, a secondary market outside of Oakland, outside of the Bay Area, where 20% down is actually feasible, or we're going to have to use the 5 FHA exemptions for you in order to get you another property in the Bay Area. Okay, so all those are in the program. Next question. Please tell me that you will be offering the same webinar again soon. I do this. I open up enrollment periodically, but right now this offer ends on Friday at midnight Eastern Standard Time. So I encourage you to take advantage of this at this moment in time, and it definitely this pricing, because the price will increase, y'all. The price will increase as I get more and more success stories and the model becomes more proven. I will increase the price. Is this presentation being recorded? Yes, it is being recorded, and I will send out the replay tomorrow. Christina says, are you seeing my questions? Christina, I'm asking questions from the Q&A. There are over 150 questions right now. I don't know where your question is, and so I am answering them in order. Denise got a question about 30-year home mortgage. What about the tax break from mortgage on your home? Does it really help? I think you're able to write off the mortgage interest on a single family home. I'm sure that's helpful. Any write-off is helpful, but with multifamily real estate, I get to depreciate the property, the entire property. So on a $300,000 property, I get to depreciate about $11,000 of that property every single year. So I'm literally reducing my taxes by my tax liability by $11,000 times my tax rate. So that's about a $3,000 to $4,000 saving on taxes every single year because I control multifamily real estate. Single family real estate does not allow for that. That's just the depreciation of the building. I also get to write off all of my expenses related to that property as well. So on any given year, a property can actually lead to about $10,000 in reduction in your taxes, in addition to the income that you're generating from it, okay? Aren't there restrictions on the type of property you can purchase using down payment assistance? Jamila, you can get a 1, 2, 3, or 4 family home using almost the FHA. You can get a 1, 2, 3, or 4 family home. Once you get to 5 units, that becomes a commercial loan, okay? And that's different. Is it possible to use NACA to buy a multifamily property if I already have a mortgage on a single family home? No, it is not. Does matter how long it's been since you purchased a single family home? No, it does not matter how long it's been since you purchased a single family home. The longer it's been since you purchased a single family home, the more equity you likely have in that single family home, and the more of that equity we can leverage to get you a multifamily home. But it does not matter. You could have purchased a single family home yesterday and a multifamily home the next day. It does not matter. Thank you for this great content. Do you purchase your properties in your personal name or as an incorporated business? So most of my properties, my first property started off in my name, but now that I have a strong relationship with a great lender, I'm able to buy them through my LLC. Okay, but initially you start off with your own property, your own names first. Carmen, I'm in Miami and there's a lot of single family with separate interests and added efficiencies. One single family has 4 units within it. They may or may not be legal, but do provide rental income. Is that a good idea, or legalize 2 to 4 units? Hey, Carmen, I think it's perfectly fine. If that's how the house set up, it's not your fault. You bought the house as is. They come at you. You say, this is how it was when I got it. As long as you run the numbers through the purchase of past deal analyzer and it makes sense, then you're a go. Okay? I don't have income right now. Would you suggest doing this now since I wouldn't be eligible for loan even to start the process? So Lynn, if you plan on being unemployed for the rest of your life, then please do not join this program because we will not be able to get you financed. But if this is just temporary for you and you are actively searching for employment and you know that it's going to come soon, then you can start this program right now while you don't have a 40-hour-a-week job. Learn so that once your income is consistent again, we can go get you financed and you're ready to make your move. Are you personally helping us, or will we be working with someone on your team? Uh, there is no one-on-one in this program. Okay, you meet with me every week on our weekly deal room calls, and we meet as a family. And if you have a question and you want to be in the hot seat, you can sign up to be in the hot seat, and I will coach you one-on-one in that space. But the entire family is listening in. There are no other teachers in this program. You will have me every Sunday unless something comes up and there's an emergency that I can't make it. Then you may have a substitute. But I am on the weekly deal room calls 50 weeks out of the year. I only take 2 weeks off for holidays. Okay. You have to slow down because some people not know nothing of what you're talking about, cannot take notes. Next time, please try to slow down. Glenetta, if I tried to slow down, we would have been here until um, midnight. So I'm sorry if it was too fast for you. I had a lot to share, and you know, for a lot of you, I may only see you for one time, and this may be the only time that I ever see you in my entire life. And so I wanted to make sure I got this message of ownership across. Glenida, I will send out the replay if you need to watch it on slow motion. Then you can watch that in that way again. Arletta, is it best to make a purchase LLC? I already answered that one. Would you lace me up on closing a deal I'm locked into? Would you lace me up, Craftman? Would you lace me up on a closing a deal I'm locked into? Craftman, I don't know what you mean by lace me up. So please re-ask your question. But I usually don't bail people out of emergency situations. Helen, I have a single family rental with net cash flow of $1,000 a month. I just got pre-approved. I want to get a multifamily property. Want to know what would I look for when I buy? Helen, I'm trying to, okay, so you have a single family, cash flowing, great. Helen, I would want to make sure that your cash flow includes CapEx, repair reserve, and vacancy rate so you can get the actual number that the cash flow is offering you. If you just got pre-approved on a multifamily, I teach you what to look for and how to look for those properties in the program. That's what the program is all about. What to look for and when I buy. Yeah, Helen, I teach you all those things. We look for the 33 signs of gentrification. We look for hidden value and hidden costs when we go into a property. We look at the deal structure and which deal structure of the three is the best to employ. So that's what we look for, Helen. And I teach all those things in the program. Anonymous, as a result of Corona, I was laid off, and while I was in pre-approved for 450 with deposit money, great credit rating, reserves, but now with out employment, my deals fell through. What am I to do without employment? Anonymous, we got to get you back employed. That's our only option. We have to get you back employed. Anonymous, again, maybe a different Anonymous. There are 5 of us Black women who formed a real estate investment company. How can you help us get our first deal? I can teach you how to find deals. Finance, find, and finalize deals. No different, whether it's 5 of you, whether it's 1 of you, I teach the same thing. With you all combined in terms of your cash flow, your cash savings, and your credit, it's going to be probably a lot easier for you all to move together. There will probably be very few limits for you. So that's awesome that you come together and you actually might be able to do a larger deal together. So that's amazing. What if I'm already part of a Black business school with Dr. Boyce Watkins? Diana, that's great. Dr. Watkins is a mentor of mine. He has amazing programs there. Just because you're part of the Black business school doesn't mean that you can't be in the Freedom School as well. So yeah, there's no overlap with that. Craftsman, if you can help me lock in this deal, I'll join for life. How about that? I don't be having no one to help me. Craftsman, I'm probably not the person to go to. I don't know what you mean by locking the deal. Amina, if you only have about 7K in savings, can I purchase a multifamily? Amina, we would try to go get you financed through NACA. We try to go get you financed through NACA, which is no down payment. Taka, do you work with Dr. Boyce Watkins? Yes, that is family to me. Another LLC question, answered that one. T, how much should you spend on repairs after you close your multifamily property? T, we want to spend as little as we need to on repairs, but we have to uphold the structural integrity of the building. That is the initial asset. The next form of asset is the tenant that you actually have in that asset. So those repairs will be revealed through the property inspection, and we'll either try to get a credit from the seller for those repairs, so that we can pay for them once we close, or we make the seller take care of them. Okay. Cassie, are there any additional costs to this program? No, there are no hidden costs. The only additional cost is if you choose to order a physical copy of the workbook. We send that out to you for $10. That just covers printing and shipping. That we offer you a digital version, but if you want a physical version for whatever reason, we'll mail that to you. That's only $10. And then if you choose to come to New Orleans for the Wealth and Real Estate Weekend, you pay for your own flight, room and board, and food. So, but no other hidden costs. Um, uh, how do you, Taka, how do you do the footwork looking for a property if you're out of state? Great question. So when you're investing in real estate from a distance, the key is to have a great real estate agent, or a real estate agent on the ground whose eyes you trust. Typically, you're going to have to go to that market about 2 or 3 times to really get familiar with it and identify where you want to purchase. But once you've identified a great agent there, then they become your trusted eyes and ears. I actually have never been in my property in Oakland, California. I've never been inside of my property in Oakland, California. I've taken a picture outside of it, but I've never been inside of it because I bought it while I was in Brooklyn, and I found an agent that I trusted who understood multifamily real estate and found a great deal as a result. Okay. So again, you can join at multifamilymovement.com. That's multifamilymovement.com. For those of you who have money in PayPal, you can use PayPal, or those, if the page isn't working for whatever reason, you can, under this green button, there are PayPal links, and you can click those PayPal links, and you can go to PayPal and click pay with debit or credit card, and then it'll take you here, and you do not need a PayPal account to pay through PayPal. So that option is there for you. If you have money sitting in a PayPal account from your online business or anything like that, and you've never got it out, it's an opportunity to use it right now. Okay, again, it's $14.97 one pay, or $349 per month for just 6 months. How do you cover mortgage payments if you don't have a tenant, or if it takes you a long time to get a tenant? Alfreda, great question. So most of the properties I buy have tenants in them already. I've only bought one property that was fully vacant. And Alfreda, throughout, when we're collecting rent, we set aside a portion called vacancy rate. We set aside about 5% of rent for vacancy rate, so that when the property does turn over, somebody's family expands, or they move to another state due to a job, etc., we've actually set aside money to cover the mortgage that month, for that vacancy. So this is part of being a smart investor, is not just living off the money that is coming in as profit, but actually setting aside some of it for CapEx, repair reserve, and vacancy rate. Can you buy only the purchaser pass? Helen, I do not sell the purchaser pass separately. It is a tool I created just for my students. I live abroad and I'm building my entrepreneur business. Is this a fit for me? Sherry, it depends on what you mean by abroad. If you're all the way across the Pacific or Atlantic, I mean, shoot, I invested in Oakland, New Orleans from Brooklyn, New York. So it doesn't really matter, Sherry. I just don't know where your citizenship is and everything like that. So it may, you getting financed may be a challenge if you actually don't have US citizenship. So, oh, you said I am American citizen. Then being abroad doesn't really make a difference, honestly. The way we invest as real estate investors, again, your money does not have to work in the same city as you do. Okay. So you might own Nike stock and never been to Beaverton. You own Apple stock, you've never been to Cupertino. You own Amazon stock, never been to Seattle. So again, your money does not have to work in the same city as you do. There are over 200 questions, y'all. I'm pushing through them. I know we're almost at 9:30. Yeah, I'm continuing to push through them. Do you live in the property if you use FHA? FHA has a 1-year living requirement. I currently live in a single family, would not be able to live in a property if I bought using FHA. FHA does have a 1-year living requirement, Ethan. And again, I have 6 strategies for single family home buyers, okay, to reverse themselves out of that situation. Only 2 of them require you to sell, and there's 5 ways to use FHA twice. Okay. What about buying land? Buying land is cool, but if you don't know how to make that land produce anything, then land will just be an expense. You'll have to pay property tax and pay a gardener to take care of it, and it'll just be an expense. So if you buy land, you have to know what you're going to do with that land, okay? And then trying to build on land from scratch, the challenge becomes financing, getting an architect, contractors, and financing to build from scratch. So buying land it sounds great, but it's not as easy as it seems. Priscilla, you said you were going to extend the $14.97 for 60 days. What happened to that deal? Priscilla, the way that works is you start on the $349 per month plan. And when you're ready to pay the balance, whether that's before month 1, which is $11.48, or before month 2, it'll be $7.99. You simply email support@thefreedomschool.com, support@thefreedomschool.com, and Sharita will send you the link to pay off the balance, and that is it. As long as you pay off the balance before the 60th day, I will honor the $14.97, and you'll save $5.97. Okay. Again, the one pay, you get access to everything immediately. Okay. And the monthly pay, your modules will be dripped to you each month as your payments come in for only 6 months. And once you finish that, you will have lifetime access. Okay. What about when you lose a tenant or can't find tenants? So again, I talked about vacancy rate. We set that aside as smart investors. We set that aside from every single rent that we get. A lot of people are like, Julian, what happened with coronavirus? During coronavirus, 26 out of 27 of my tenants paid rent. 26 out of 27. One tenant that did not pay rent was a tenant that I inherited with a recent purchase. And once New Orleans had a no eviction policy, he decided to milk that policy and get over. Okay. But he was my lowest paying tenant of all my properties, so it didn't affect me. The other thing is that one third of my tenants are actually on Section 8, meaning that that money comes online and on time, regardless of whether the economy is up or down. And my Section 8 tenants cover 85% of all of my mortgages. My Section 8 tenants cover 85% of all of my mortgages, okay? So we want you to diversify your tenants to secure your portfolio. A lot of people have negative stereotypes about Section 8. My Section 8 tenants are amazing people. They're good people that fell on hard times, and I love taking care of them. So this is how I play the game, y'all. And I'm gonna teach you the exact same thing. All right, how can I email you? You email me at support@thefreedomschool.com, support@thefreedomschool.com. Joyce, I just discharged from bankruptcy this year. Can I still proceed and sign up? Joyce, if discharge means that you are done with that kind of period before you can get financed, then you're ready to go. But I don't actually know the definition of discharge when it comes to bankruptcy. I don't know what that means in terms of your status with lenders. So go to your lender and see if that's okay for you, okay? If they're ready to finance you. As long as your credit, your cash flow, and your cash savings are fine, you should be good to go if the bankruptcy is over with, okay? So again, you can join at multifamilymovement.com. Again, that's multifamilymovement.com. This offer ends Friday at midnight Eastern Standard Time. How can we reach out to current or existing members? Cordell, on multifamilymovement.com, I have videos from current members. I would have to hire, time is valuable, Cordell, and I would have to hire members to have calls. I don't know, to have calls with people who are interested in the program, and they have their own lives. This is not what they do for a living. This is about getting an asset in their family. So the best way I know how to have them share their stories is through video. So if you go to multifamilymovement.com, there are some members who took the time to actually create videos to share with you their experience of the program. So Cordell, that's the best way. I can't have have you, hundreds of you calling members, that would disrupt their life. So Tracy, welcome to the program. Freedom, here I come. Yes, indeed. So I'm gonna answer 2 more questions and we'll call it a night. Samsung, how do I pay for repairs? I kind of answered that one already. During the property inspection, we'll find out what the repairs are. We'll either have the lender, current owner pay for those repairs before we close, or we'll try to get the price reduced so that you can pay for the repairs. Ongoing repairs, we take a portion out of rent, which is called a repair reserve, and we set that aside every single month in an account, right? We set it aside in an account in order to set aside money for future repairs that may occur, okay? Um, do any of your tenants have problem paying rent? How do you deal with it? We can't all own multifamily homes, so how do we spread the wealth? Do any of my tenants have problem paying rent? No, no. What it really comes down to is how you screen your tenants, and I have a process that I share with you in the program of how to screen tenants and find great tenants. So none of my tenants have problems paying rent. And how do I deal with it? I deal with that by actually taking care of my tenants. When I take care of my tenants, they actually want to pay rent. Literally, when some of my tenants were, I got unemployment checks or whatnot during coronavirus, they would let me know the day that their unemployment check came and cash at me the next day. So that's how I take care of my tenants, by being a great landlord. There's a difference between an ethical investor like me and a slumlord. Huge difference in terms of how we treat people. Slumlords put profit over people. I put people over profit. Okay. We can't all own homes, multifamily homes. So how do we spread the wealth? That's a great point. So on the journey to ownership, almost everybody goes through the renter stage. Almost everybody goes through the renter stage, right? So there will always be renters out there. There are, due to racism and classism, there are some people who are stuck perpetually in rent, but there will always be renters out there. And there are also, what I'm finding is some people who just don't want to own, and that is okay. So yeah. Now, from my tenants, if any of them ever wanted to own, I would help them. My tenants, if any of them ever wanted to own and wanted to learn, I would help them. Okay, because I know that there's more tenants out there. I don't have a fear of losing a tenant. I am here to provide quality housing, affordable housing for people. And if one of my tenants said we're ready for ownership, then I would help them get to ownership. So that's how I move. Okay. And again, this is my philosophy around ethical investing. Philip, how do I qualify for an FHA loan? Philip, when you go do your pre-approval, tell the lender that tell the bank that you would like to get financed as an FHA. That's it. There's no requirements. All right, last question of the night from Didi. What with renters facing loss of income sanctioned by the government, how do you maintain cash flow? I already answered that one. 1/3 of my portfolio is Section 8, and 26 out of 27 of my tenants paid. The 27th one, he got evicted as soon as the eviction policy got lifted here in New Orleans, and I've already filled that unit, so I'm good. Hazel, Hazel, I'm a nursing student, student loans. However, I own a home already. What can I do? I'm a nursing student, student loans. Hazel, we just have to look at your DTI based on your student loans and see if your debt to income ratio can support another mortgage, and we would go from there. All right. Last question, Christina, how much money should you have saved before you purchase? So with NACA, that's 0% down payment. But I do believe that when you purchase a property, you should have some cash reserve set aside, which is a certain number of months of mortgage payments, maybe 3 to 6 mortgage payments set aside in case any hiccups occur when you do take control of the property. But NACA is 0% down. So there's actually no specific number that you need. It all depends on the market that you're in, the price of the property, etc. All right. And I wish I could answer every question that is here. I think I only got through about 40% of them. Hopefully many of the ones below are duplicates. I see you, Robbie, Marcellus, Cleaster, Bobby, Omena, Monique, Charmaine, Venetia, Darius, Donna, Amira. I see all your questions. There's no way to get through all of these tonight. I'm so sorry. I hope that I answered them through, I hope some of them are duplicates. And I hope you all understand. Otherwise, we'd be on here forever. So with that, I want to say thank you so much for being here tonight. I hope this webinar blessed you. Obviously it has, because you're still here. And I wish you the best on your journey. I would love to be your guide, your conductor on the above ground railroad if you would allow me to. I know that I can get you there faster, safer, and easier. So again, you can go to multifamilymovement.com if you're ready to join, and you have till Friday at midnight to make your decision, move money around accounts, find a buddy or a partner, and make it happen. All right. You told me you go get that money, so let's go get that money and let's go get free. All right. Much love, y'all. I appreciate you so much. Down payment assistance programs come in tomorrow morning, and I'll also send out the replay. All right. Much love, y'all. Peace.